A pleasant good afternoon, everybody, as live from the Sports Center of Connecticut here in Shelton, Connecticut, NCAA Division II hockey, as this afternoon the Southern New Hampshire Penmen play Game 2 of a two-game series here in Shelton against your Post University Eagles. Welcome, everybody. I'm Jeff Nelson. The coach, Pete Whitney, will join us in just a moment. A very exciting game for the Eagles yesterday, probably their best played game of the season, as they scored 2 goals in the first, 2 goals in the second, and an empty netter in the third for a 5-1 victory against Southern New Hampshire. With the win, the Eagles move to 1 game under 500 overall, 9-10-1, and over 500 in the NE10 at 7-6. Now in third place in the NE10, while Southern New Hampshire, with the loss, fell to 9-10-1 and has fallen into fourth place as the ever-changing NE10 standings continue. And, Coach, best game of the season by far. The coaches were very happy with that. They just want to see the same performance again today. Yeah,
and again, in any team, consistency is always the challenge. Pretty much, I would say at least this season, if not in the last great while, probably the best game I've ever seen the university play to a man from the net out. So being able to do that consistently, now you know what you need to do. So it's a question of, can you do it? And the other piece of the puzzle, of course, is your opponent going to let you do that too? Just watching them in warm-ups, posts, I could see their demeanor, relaxed, loose, ready to go. Southern New Hampshire, very focused, very intense on their warm-up. Looking back this way, looking at the goaltender, trying to figure some things out, watching for tendencies. So I expect a very good game.
Aiden Kennedy, the freshman defenseman out of Schaumburg, Illinois, add a second assist to him on the empty net goal, so 2 assists yesterday and a +3. He continues to lead the team in scoring with 15 points now and 13 assists, third in the NE10, and leads the NE10 by a wide margin in plus-minus. He was a +3 yesterday, now +13 overall on the season. Coach, just a minute on Tommy Bice. Tommy plays in game 103 today. That ties him for third all-time in program history. Should he play every remaining game, he will pass Jack Engdahl for the program record at 109. He'll get to 110 if he plays every remaining game. Tommy, a good soldier for this program and an assistant captain.
Yeah, Tommy is got just such a great demeanor about him. He always has. You know what you're going to get. You're going to get good play, consistency from him every single game. So it's exciting to see him hopefully reach that landmark.
Eagles continue to break program records in this season, now 1 game off their all-time regular season win record. Ben Cunine 2 wins away from breaking the regular season win record. Joe Santoro 7 penalty minutes away from breaking the single season record of 69 by Connor Barter. Connor will not like that very much. But Trey Delory, who was our guest after the game yesterday, catch that interview on the youtube.com/GoPostEagles. 4 blocks, broke the program record of Nick Brewer with 40, now at 40. The program record was 37 overall. So, Coach, each of these players and this team, as they gel together, now starting to do things that other teams have not done.
Yeah, like I say, the whole key will be consistency and doing things the right way, because now when you get to a point you can play a certain way, now how you win games matters. And that's a fortunate spot to be in as an athlete and as a team, because that means we know we're good enough to win, so now we need to win the right way, which allows us to go as far as possible as we finish the season and approach the playoffs.
This afternoon, as well as Game 2 of the 2-game series, also Pink at the Rink Day, so a celebration of lots of people and a reminder to go out and defeat cancer, and breast cancer in particular. A raffle and several other things going on around the facility today. So if you're not here live, we thank you for joining us on the CACC Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. There'll be a special pregame ceremony before the game, as the Eagles wore pink jerseys before the game in their warm-ups. Southern New Hampshire in, I'll admit, very exciting yellow uniforms. I'm not going to lie. Those are very nice-looking uniforms.
It's a sharp logo. The logo looks really good.
Teams will get ready to take the ice momentarily, and we'll bring you the starting lineups. Once they take the ice this afternoon. Coach, after this game, Eagles go on a 4-game road trip. Just as important as these 2 home games. You know, depending on what happens today, and this is the last NE10 game of the day that will start. The other games have already begun. See where they are record-wise and standings-wise, but in the hunt for a home game in the playoffs. At least one.
Yeah, and again, you know, being on the road, going to the other people's barns, I think that's a good way. To finish out your season, to be honest with you. It's just another little tool where you can bring your team together, right? Because on the road, it's just you and your teammates against the house. So I think that's actually could be helpful for them.
And for those of you watching at home, while we'll get into it a little bit more later, you don't need to adjust your color settings. The Eagles are wearing pink jerseys today with white shoulder pads. And again, Southern New Hampshire will be in the gold and blue, dark blue. But yes, the Eagles are wearing pink, so don't worry about adjusting your red. I don't know if televisions have that thing anymore. My grandfather would have a television that was still like that. So, starting lineups brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. It's application season. Get those applications in sooner than later. For more information on all Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. For the visitors from Manchester, New Hampshire, in goal, the Colin Berkey, who got pulled at the 1:26 mark of the second period yesterday, not for injury, but as a message to the Southern New Hampshire team, who was not playing well at the time, but he's back in net. 8-4-1 overall. He did take the loss. Goals against now 214. He's no longer the league leader in goals against, and is still second in save percentage at .936. 6'1", 190 out of Crofton, Maryland. Defensive combination will be the captain, Ethan Rodriguez, 5'11", 180 out of Sioux City, Iowa, and Adam Boucher, freshman out of Uniontown, Pennsylvania, 6', 200. The forwards are Kurt Watson, 5'11", 190 out of London, Ontario. Coleman D, 5'10", 175 out of Arlington, Massachusetts, the sophomore. And Dylan Phillips, freshman, 5'10", 155 out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Head coach in year 8 is Sean Walsh. Assistant coach Chris Moquin, Matt Osgood, and Johnny DeRoche. For your Eagles, Ben Kunin back at it again. Won the game yesterday, 8-4-0 overall. A lightly worked game for Ben. He only had to stop 26 shots. Lowered his overall saves per game from 38.5 to 37.1. He leads the NE10 in save percentage at .941. His goals against is .231, and he stopped 446 shots on the season. The defensive combination will be the captain, Trey DeLory, 6'5", 180 out of Andover, Minnesota, and Tanner Glassrud, 6'7", 225 out of Delano, Minnesota. The forwards, same three as yesterday to start. Baxter Kimball, the junior out of Elliott, Maine, 5'10", 177. Connor Murray, 5'10", 165 out of Bedford, New Hampshire, the junior. And freshman Holden Beckett, a goal and an assist yesterday, 5'7", 160 out of Craig, Colorado. The head coach in year number 3 is Tim Richter. Assistant coaches Andy DeAngelis and Brandon Brown. As a coaching staff, very impressed with their overall performance yesterday. Announcing the crowd to the fans at the game, everybody piling in from the lobby area where the raffle and 50-50 raffle are going on. Coach, having been on the other side of some of these games, what does Coach Walsh say to his team, knowing how they played yesterday and coming into today, just as important as that game yesterday?
Well, I mean, if you're them, you're looking at getting out to a good start. The first 5 minutes of this game will be very important for both teams, obviously, but I think doubly important to Southern New Hampshire because it's much easier to get and gain and keep momentum when you're home than when you're on the road. So I think they're going to be making a push for those first 5 minutes, and I know their goaltenders certainly would want some things back. Like that first goal was kind of an odd goal where the puck just in the perfect storm fell in the right spot, and he wasn't able to charge out to get it. Kind of got stuck, and quick release beat him. So I'm sure he would want to do something a little differently there. So he gets the opportunity today.
Yeah, if you're joining us on the CACC network or youtube.com/GoPostEagles, let us know. Leave some comments on the page. We appreciate all the comments and the emails. You can also go to the fan section and click on Ask the Broadcaster and leave some information there. We look forward to hearing from you, the alumni, the fans, and the parents. Now we will pause for the playing of our national anthem.
Fans, at this time, we would like all the breast cancer survivors to please stand and be recognized. Let's give it a round of applause for all the survivors here today. And if you could all please rise, if you can stand for a moment of silence for all that have been lost. Thank you, and please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem.
Our national anthem here this afternoon at the Sports Center of Connecticut in Shelton, Connecticut. Game 2 of a 2-game series, the second to last home game of the season, regular season home game for the Eagles. As they look to continue the winning streak, they've won 2 in a row, 5 of 6, 4 of 5 in conference. I know that's a lot of stats for everybody, but the Eagles have moved from 5th place to 3rd place, and depending how things play out today, they could be in 2nd by the weekend's end. They could also be back in 5th. So lots of moving pieces as this game will move forward. Southern New Hampshire in the primary gold jerseys with the blue stripe, dark blue stripes, and white numbers will go right to left. As you look at your screen and dial, the Eagles in the breast cancer supporting pink jerseys today with the white stripes and the pink pants and the pink socks with the purple pants with the orange stripes. So a myriad of colors for the Eagles today. They've got purple, pink, white, orange, and black, but all for a good cause in supporting those who have breast cancer and helping to find a cure. Face-off at center ice, and here we go as Connor Murray wins that face-off off Coleman's knee, and the puck comes into the Eagles' zone. Eagles scored 3:30 into period 1 yesterday. It really set the tone. See if they can do that here again today, but the first 5 minutes going to be big for both teams. And over the line come the Eagles up on left wing with a shot taken. Was Baxter Kimball, and it gets deflected into the crowd. We kind of joked, Coach, a moment ago there was nobody here. Now the whole stands are filled.
All the way around the glass, too.
Took the national anthem time. You look to the right and the building's packed.
Yeah, people up in the mezzanine area as well. Good crowd.
Lynch and Murray on the draw. Lynch, the NE10 leader, off the face-off. A one-time shot by Kimball. Good win there by Murray. Back-to-back wins on the face-off against the NE10 leader in face-off percentage, Brendan Lynch, who is exactly at 61%. He leads the league at 60.7%, so something to be said there. Here's Marchand. He gets hit hard by Glassrud. The puck squirts free to center. Puck bouncing a little bit here. Played back to his defense, and then a quick up stolen away by Beckett. Beckett tries to come in over the line, but has it chopped off his stick, and the Eagles send it right back in with a long shot from outside the blue line. Wouldn't have counted because the Eagles were offsides, but Rieger put it on net, made Berkey make the save, and he does. Slingerland checked on the half wall. Puck goes back to the point inside the Penn Med zone. Shot toward the net gets blocked by Kaiser, and he'll chip it out to center, where Rieger will try to send it back in. Rieger +8 on the year. Aiden Kennedy +13 leads the team in scoring with 15 points. Rieger pitches in. Puck inside the Penn Med zone deep. Goes around from near to far. Good job by Kennedy to pinch in. Sends it around back the other way to Rodriguez of the Penmen, as he has a hard time getting it, and then pinned on the glass with a big hit was one of the Penmen players, and a shot from the point by Rieger gets blocked in front. Now it's on Kennedy's stick on the other side. He'll send it toward the net. Instead it goes wide all the way around to the near side corner. Another big hit in the corner there, and Rieger will shoot it toward the net again. Fanned on it. Got to Kennedy. He'll dump it deep again, and then out of play. It's sent as the Penmen try to dump it out of the zone. So face off deep inside the Penmen zone. 1:58 into the first. No score.
Good pressure by Post University. Again, trying to set the tone early here. Play as much as they can on the right side of the blue line.
Howell on the draw against Gray. Won by Howell ahead to McMains, who tried to shoot it on net and instead went wide. Puck out to center where O'Connell goes back into his own zone. He's got his D partner, Tommy Bice, who now has the puck. Game 103 for Tommy. If he's able to play every remaining game, he'll break the program record for games played overall. Right now, he's tied for third all-time in program history with Jake Raleigh. Then the puck squirts in front. It's bouncing around. Eagles trying to find it, but they can't. And it squirts wide as Pekka tries to play it in the far side corner. Pekka comes away with a nice pass back to the point. Time, space with a shot toward the net, deflects high and over the net. Good play again in that corner by Mateo Pekka. He set up a goal yesterday by doing just that. And then a giveaway, and the puck sent out the center as McMains changed behind the play. No run PMC today. Nathan McDevitt out with a back injury. Not expected to be too serious, but not in the lineup today, so no run PMC. Here's Nee over the line, gives it on right wing for a shot. They score! 3:02 in. Southern New Hampshire did what they needed to do. They get the goal, and is Dylan Phillips, I believe his first career goal at 3:02. A simple rush up the ice and a good shot by Phillips, the freshman out of Raleigh, North Carolina. It's 1-0 Southern New Hampshire. Yeah,
that was a good job by him. He came in there on that odd man rush and kind of sold pass, and then just had a nice quick release that beat Ben to that corner there. So again, adversity, how do you face it, right? How do you deal with it? Next two shifts, very important for both teams.
3:02 the time. We'll give Dylan Phillips his first from Nee. We'll see if there's a second assist. At the moment, they're just giving Nee the assist. That's his sixth assist of the season. But the Penmen do what they need to do. They take a 1-0 lead early, 3:02 in. So again, once more time, Phillips is first from Nee at 3:02. Good wrist shot by Phillips. Long shot by Beckett, right on, stopped by Berkey. And to be fair, coach, among the Penmen, while he didn't play great collectively, Phillips was noticeable. He was on their fourth line yesterday, and he got moved up to the first line today. So credit to him to get a goal early on.
Yeah, and again, back to what they were doing yesterday. Both teams were just trying to simplify and get pucks to the net, not trying to make any fancy play, just put pucks to the net.
Santoro lost that draw, but the puck rimmed around the Rieger at the top of the right point. Eagles trail 1-0. And the puck rimmed around Kennedy pinching in. 1-on-3 in the far side corner. Coming in to help out is Norling. He and Ryan Uhl had some physical action yesterday. Kind of a headlock being put on Norling right now. And a penalty taken, I believe, by Santoro in the far side corner. And not what the Eagles want to do. I believe they're going to go shorthanded here at 4 minutes even.
No, they've been doing a good job controlling the pace and tempo, and these are not the mistakes that you want to make.
So as we said yesterday during the game, the one big advantage Southern New Hampshire has over the Eagles in regards to stats is the power play and penalty kill. So the power play for Southern New Hampshire, 16 for 75, 21.3%. Their lone goal came on the power play. Eagles shorthanded, 68 of 83, 81.9%. They're fourth in the NE10. Santoro 2 for boarding at 4 minutes as he creeps towards a single season penalty minute record. Now up to 64. Kennedy in the Zamboni corner tries to peek it up the wall. McCall does a nice job to get the puck out of the zone. And the Penmen will restart inside their own zone. McLaughlin leaves it for Boucher, who dumps it down around the boards. Knee gets it back to the point to McLaughlin. McLaughlin on right point, goes back to Knee, top of the circle. Gets it to center point, takes a shot that's blocked away by Ben. Into the near side corner, Boucher. Lost the puck, but then gave it away. Coming in with a shot, and they score! Slingerland found a loose puck that popped into the near circle, and a wrist shot past Ben at 4:45. And Southern New Hampshire takes a quick 2-0 lead.
Yeah, Post caught on that one. Post was just caught puck watching, allowing him to walk out of the corner instead of someone dropping down, someone shifting over. And Southern New Hampshire able to take full advantage of it on that play.
So 2-0 Southern New Hampshire, not what the Eagles were looking to do. That goal at 4:45 for Slingerland, the 6'2 freshman out of Stittsville, Ontario. His third goal of the year on the power play. Will get the assist momentarily. But we talked about the first 5 minutes, and Southern New Hampshire's put 2 in that first 5 minutes by simplifying their game in a power play goal. Give Boucher the lone assist on the power play goal at 4:45. And the Eagles trail 2-0 like Southern New Hampshire did yesterday. Still a ton of time left, but 2 good shots, and a team who had no momentum after the game yesterday has found some here today.
Yeah, Post is going to have to tighten up their defensive zone and take away some time and space here.
One of the things you got to remember is you can't score 2 goals at once, so the Eagles just have to play, for the next 55 minutes. Plenty of time to get back into this one. Long shot taken from the point, chops into the slot area, and it was chopped into a maze of players and sent back out to center. McLaughlin struggling to get it, gives it away to Howell. Howell takes a big hip check.
That's
head over legs.
Old-time hockey right there.
That's a classic hip check right there. Howell seems no worse for wear. Good hit there. As that was the one thing Southern New Hampshire was doing yesterday, was picking up the hitting. But Howell takes a big one. Again, seems to be okay. Lost his stick, though, on the flip. Glassroot being checked by Murray. Murray takes the puck away. Then he gets hit by Murray in a centering pass, but no Southern New Hampshire player there. And then a shot from the point blocked. And here's Beckett. Beckett had a roll off a stick, but Ethan Rodriguez tips it ahead. Southern New Hampshire with all the momentum right now. The Eagles need to find a way to turn the ice a little bit and get the puck deep in the Penn zone. Here's Kaiser. Kaiser skates ahead, up to Slingerland, who scored the last goal, dumps it behind Ben, who plays it out to Murray. Murray looking for a racing Glassroot, but a little bit behind him. Glassroot will take a hit at center ice. Puck comes free, and here's Swain. Swain with a fancy move. Swain looking to break in, gives it ahead, shot wide. As a good play by Scotty Swain, it was more of a 2-on-0, but Parker Norling came to help out. He took the shot and went wide. Swain spins away from the defender again. Near side corner, pokes it around the net. Chasing after it is Norling. Puck rims around and out as Southern New Hampshire is the D. D gave it away at center. Able to get the puck back and dump it in is Phillips, who opened the scoring at 3:02. Eagles behind their own net, trying to get it out of their zone. And a hip check that goes awry as Norling got hit. But the Southern New Hampshire player is the one who did the flip. That was Slingerland. Actually, that was McLaughlin, 10, not 20. Both players seem to be okay, but the hitting picking up here as we're 7 minutes into period 1. 2-0 Southern New Hampshire. And the puck goes into the Eagle bench. 7:40 gone in the first. 2-0 Southern New Hampshire.
Yeah, definitely Southern New Hampshire has their legs going. Yesterday it seemed like they were slow to get their legs going, but not today. This afternoon they have a jump in their step, and certainly it's helped by a 2-0 lead.
McCall wins the faceoff back to the Eagle defense. They shoot it in around the boards. Chasing after it for the Eagles is Mosher, who in the lineup replacing Nathan McDevitt. Mosher takes a chip, dumps it back in. He'll chase after it. Mosher, and down goes Boucher, and that might be a penalty on Mosher for tripping. And Eagles going to go shorthanded again. It is touched by Rieger, and Mosher is going to get 2 for tripping at 8:13. Not sure that was a trip as much as a step on the stick, but Boucher went down, and the Penmen 1 for 1 will go back to the man advantage.
Yeah, those are tough to see because that was directly behind the net, so depending upon your positioning, really kind of hard to see exactly what went on there.
Lynch and Murray on the draw, one by Lynch. Back to the point of Kaiser. Kaiser gives it down to Gray in the corner. Gray goes back to the point, swings around for a one-timer, and is blocked by Tommy Bice in front and sent all the way back to center as Kaiser took a one-timer and a good block there by Murray. Excuse me, by Bice. Here comes Southern New Hampshire with a head of steam, and over the line is Devlin. Devlin trying to go toward the net with a backhand. He got it on net. Stopped by Ben. Big save there to keep it 2-0. But Devlin, with all the time and space, just barreled in on left wing and got one on net. Here's Kaiser. Tried to dump it in. Eagles turn around with it, tried to get it out of the zone. They fan on one clear, fan on a second clear, and then Santoro one-handed gets it down the ice. Santoro chasing after Kaiser, who will stand behind his own net, wait for the line change to happen with 1:10 to go on the man advantage. And a long pass ahead too far for Pompaselli, and the Eagles send it all the way down the ice. McLaughlin, watched by Santoro again behind his own net, goes from near to far, now right up the middle with Santoro watching him. He leaves it for Knee. Knee in over the line with the shot that Ben stops. Eagles try to get it out, but a good play by Boucher to keep it in. Penmen send it behind the net. Here's Slingerland, who scored the power play goal a few moments ago. Knee gets it behind the net. One bang at it, two bangs. It's lay there in the crease, and then back out to McLaughlin. McLaughlin over on right wing for a shot that Ben gets over to make a save on Knee. Knee picks it up, makes a fancy move, goes back to Boucher. Boucher with a shot toward the net, and it's blocked in front again by Santoro. Then a recenter in front had Slingerland, but a good job by the Eagles to block it. Then a long shot from the point that goes wide. Eagles try to desperately get it out, and they finally do. With 9:59 to go in the first and 10 seconds remaining on the second power play for Southern New Hampshire, they lead 2-0. Power play is over. They fall to 1 for 2. Good job on the penalty kill. The Eagles pick it up behind the net. McBain centered it in front for a one-timer shot. Rebound in front to a wide open net. Somehow Berkey got in front of it. Then a recenter. Not sure if that shot got blocked or Berkey got it. Rieger down low plays give and go one-timer shot in the slot area by Kimball, I believe, blocked in front. Eagles now buzzing for the first time really in the game. Puck goes behind the net. Centered it out in front. Gets it to Kennedy. Kennedy closes it with a shot that goes wide, looking for a deflection more than a corner. Powell over there, and a penalty on Southern New Hampshire. And as the Eagles ramped it up, they forced the Penmen to take a penalty at 10:42 for cross-checking. And the Eagles, whose power play has been anemic, 3 for 60 on the season, 5%, will get one here as Hirschberger goes for cross-checking at 10:42.
Yeah, good opportunity for Post here to score or not score, but put pressure on and get a rhythm going and try to create something here. That
5% is last in the NE10, as you can guess. Southern New Hampshire, the best penalty killing unit, 59 for 64, 92.2%. They were 4 for 4 yesterday on the kill. Rieger does a good job to keep it in. So one thing the Eagles didn't do yesterday was score a power play goal. Seven players in the half wall now fighting for it. Finally comes free, pops free into the slot. Diving Penmen players, but good job by Kent Rieger to keep it in. Gives it over to Kennedy. Kennedy has Murray at the point, but he'll wait. Go down into the corner. Takes a return feed over to Murray off his skate instead of his stick. Goes down to one knee to keep it in. Kennedy faked the shot, then moves lower. Spins away from the defense. Goes back to Murray. He takes a shot toward the net. Rebound in front. Blocked away. Behind the net with a center pass. And they score! Big goal for the Eagles. It's 2-1 on a centering pass at 11:30. And the Eagles get right back into this game on what was that, a power play goal at 11:30 by Baxter Kimball, who had a goal yesterday, and the Eagles are within 1. It's 2-1.
Yeah, there's good puck movement by Post going east-west. going behind the net. Goaltender saw what was coming, just couldn't quite get over there to make the save.
All started, though, by a Murray shot from the point that Berkey made a save on, and then the rebound shot was blocked, went behind the net, and then a recenter in front. And that's where Kimball found it to put it in at 11:30. We'll get you the assist momentarily, but now the Eagles right back into this game. So different game than yesterday. Here's an icing on the Penmen. Different game than yesterday in the sense that Southern New Hampshire was down 2-0 and never got back into it, where the Eagles not only get back into it, but they get a power play goal, their 4th power play goal of the season. Now 4 for 61, but did something they haven't been able to do in a long time, Coach.
Yeah, and it comes at a really important point in the game, too.
Here's Delory. Long shot, looking for a deflection. He got it, but it went behind Berkey and out of play. So give Rieger and Murray the assists on Kimball's 6th at 11:30 on the power play. And this game is 2-1 Southern New Hampshire. For Rieger, point number 5. For Murray, point number 6. Face-off won by Southern New Hampshire, sends it around, but O'Connell does a good job to keep it in. Sends it behind the net. Eagles trying to center it out in front. They've had a couple of good plays where that's occurred so far. And the Eagles right back in the hockey game, now trail 2-1. Puck pumps high in the air, but a high stick was by Southern New Hampshire, so the Eagles able to play it. Sends it in the near side corner. Pekka rubbed out by Rodriguez, but manages to keep the legs going before losing the puck, and it's brought out to center by Devlin. Bice, long pass ahead off the leg of McCowell. Stolen by Lynch, and he'll play it inside his own zones. The Eagles make a line change. Lynch gives it up. Eagles rim it right back in around the boards from far to near. Down the near side corner. Good play by Norling to steal the puck. Behind the net is Swain. Swain centered it in front. He had Santoro streaking, but just off his stick and out to center. Rieger inside his own zone. Gets to center, tries to go through too many, has it go off a leg. Norling will help out. Norling to Rieger with a nice touch pass to Kennedy. Kennedy takes a return pass, feeds it over on left wing to Swain. Swain shoots it toward the net, deflects wide, and around the boards. Rieger, good job to keep it in. Gives it to Santoro. Santoro looking for Norling, streaking through the slot area, bounced off his stick and leg, and out the center, then sent right back in where Swain. Swain centers out in front with a shot by Norling that just goes high and wide. Good play by this line of Swain, Santoro, and Norling with 6:29 to go in the first, still 2-1.
Yeah, good puck movement by post there. They had Southern New Hampshire chasing on that shift for sure.
Don't forget to join us in the first intermission. We'll go around the Post University sports scene as we do. A busy day with some basketball games, a women's game later on here on the CACC network at youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Clean win of the faceoff. Shot was blocked, and a long shot from the point gets blocked as Noble's out there on defense. He took it, got blocked into the corner. 3 Eagles fighting for it. It gets sent out to center by the Penmen, and here they come. Dumping it in and chasing after it is Ball. Ball lost it on the dump in, gets ridden around to the near side. Down goes 4 players, and then a boarding penalty on Connor Murray right in front of us as he takes down Connor Ball. Jackson Aldridge not too happy about that for Southern New Hampshire, and now we'll go right back to the man advantage. They're 1 for 2. Connor Murray 2 for boarding at 3:57. Didn't want to hit him in the numbers, but hit him hard enough and hit him in the right spot. And that's going to be boarding any day of the week at 13:57.
Yeah, when that player's off the wall like that, that's unprotected. You just can't do that.
1 for 2 are the Penmen on the power play. Nee and McCowell in the draw to the right of Kudin. Nice body check by Bice off the faceoff, and then right into the netting it goes. 5 seconds into the man advantage. And we'll do it again. McCowell and Nee. Nice job by McCowell to win that faceoff. Tommy Bice gets pinned on the wall by Slingerland, who's got a power play goal in this period. 2-1 Southern New Hampshire. They're on their third power play of the period. 5 players, now 6 players fighting for it in the corner. Bit of a rugby scrum. Good takedown by O'Connell to steal the puck. And he'll send it all the way down the ice. O'Connell did a good job to win that scrum, get the puck, send it all the way down the ice. He'll go off on a line change. And Southern New Hampshire will regroup in their own zone. 30 seconds gone in their man advantage. 2-1. Lynch gets to the blue line, dumps it in, cross ice to the Zamboni corner. Rieger fakes like he's going to backhand it out. Instead goes behind the net. Tommy Bice picks it up, tries to send it out. It goes off a leg. Pekka will take it, and he'll send it all the way down. More line changes for both teams as we're a minute gone in the third power play for Southern New Hampshire. Here's Kaiser over the line. Kaiser still going toward the net. Rebound in front of 2. Magnificent save by Ben Cooney with the right pad. The first on Kaiser and the second on the rebound to Lynch. Circle those 2 saves just like we did on Tuesday late in the third period. As a couple of times now, Ben has kept this from being 3-1. Those 2 saves right there, circle those.
Just a difference maker right there by Ben so far. Just a difference maker.
And here's a 2-on-1 for the Eagles the other way. Swain and Santoro. Swain to Santoro. In on the backhand. Stopped by Berkey. Rebound. He tries to get there. The net is off its moorings. But Swain and Santoro 2-on-1. And Swain found Santoro. But a good save by Berkey.
Looks like 4-on-4 for a brief while. I think Post is getting
I think
the
there's
power
going to be
play.
a penalty as well. Correct, Coach. As Kurt Watson will get 2 for slashing at 15:28. And we'll have 29 seconds of 4-on-4 before the Eagles will go back to their power play where they're 1-for-1 today. That's barring any other penalties.
Yeah, both teams enjoying success on the power play, so it's a weapon the Post looks like they can use today.
But a 2-on-1 shorthanded almost led to another goal. That's what happened on Tuesday. They had a 2-on-1 shorthanded, and Mateo Pekka scored. So the Eagles have been playing aggressively shorthanded and almost drew a penalty, but almost scored a goal there on the 2-on-1 with Santoro. Long pass ahead, too far. It's touched, so there won't be an icing. 10 seconds remaining on the 4-4. The giveaway in front, they score! Tommy Bice gave it away right to McLaughlin, and Ben Cunine wasn't even looking as he was trying to get back in the goal and slammed in on the 4-on-4 at 15:50. There's a bad play as Tommy Bice lost the puck and McLaughlin kept playing. Ben wasn't even looking as he came out from behind the net. He shot it into the open goal, and it's 3-1 Southern New Hampshire on McLaughlin's second.
Yeah, that's just one you just got to throw away and get right back at it. Plenty of game left here.
McLaughlin, the sophomore out of San Pedro, California, his second of the season unassisted at 15:50. Just a bad break as Tommy tried to come out with it, lost control of it. McLaughlin was there, and Ben wasn't even in the net yet after stopping it from behind the play. Now the Eagles will go to the man advantage. They have 90 seconds. Here's Norling in over the line with a shot that goes high and wide and out of play. As the Eagles on their second power play, trailing 3-1 as they give up a 4-on-4 goal. Eagles 1-for-1 on the power play would do them great to get one here. Trailing 3-1. Santoro on the draw. Won by Hirschberger, ripped it all the way around. Eagles trying to get it to the near far side corner. Instead, it's taken by Hirschberger and sent all the way down the ice. Here's Kennedy over the line, looking for Kimball, who's got the Eagles goal. Back to Kennedy on right point. Kennedy makes a good move. He closes it on the backhand, spins away. Goes back to Rieger, center point. On the left side with a one-timer shot that's blocked in front, but a good job by Rieger to keep it in. Rieger gives to Kennedy, one-timer shot of his own off a leg. Bounces into the slot area, rebound shot. Eagles trying to bang it into the net. Can't get it there. Centers again in front, and Berkey somehow got his body in front of it and made a couple of saves there as the puck is bouncing around. Eagles trying to regain control, trying to center it out in front. Good play by Kennedy to take it away and get it back to Rieger. Rieger to Kennedy as the scramble drill here, closing in. One-timer shot off a bat. Eagles, they score! Don't turn your dials. The Eagles have two power play goals, and at 17:05, On a beautiful setup there, the Eagles get their second power play goal, the second of the game for Baxter Kimball, his 7th of the season, and it's 3-2 Southern New Hampshire.
Yeah, just a really good job there, keeping Southern New Hampshire. It was a one-on-one battle in front, high slot, and Post University was able to keep that puck in. That was the difference maker right there.
Rieger and Kennedy, you can't say enough about both of those players on defense. They controlled that power play. Even though there was a scramble drill, he did everything he was supposed to do.
Assisted by number 2, Owen Rieger, and number 21, Connor Murray.
So Murray and Rieger get the assists again. So everybody's got 2 points from Kimball with his second goal, Rieger with his second assist, and Murray with his second assist on the power play. But give credit, and even though he's not going to get a plus for it, in front with a centering pass, and they almost scored again, did the Eagles. But I was saying he's not going to get a plus for it. He doesn't get any points for it. But Aiden Kennedy really controlling that power play with Rieger and making a big difference as the Eagles get it to 3-2. For Murray, his 7th point of the season, and Rieger his 6th.
Yeah, it's not something we've seen so far this season, Post having the ability to use the power play to their advantage, but they're certainly doing that this afternoon.
And Kimball with his second goal of the game, his 7th of the year, now up to 11 points on the season. Eagles 2 power play goals. Southern New Hampshire has an even strength goal, a 4-on-4 goal, and a power play goal. Eagles came into the game 3 for 60, now 5 for 62 on the man advantage. But you'll take a 2 for 2 any day of the week. And credit to Kennedy and Rieger especially for controlling the blue line on the man advantage. Kunin leaves it for Bice. Gives it to Mosher, who rims it around, but Kaiser the only one there. Mosher able to glove it again, tries to get it out, but a good keep in by Southern New Hampshire. Long shot taken from the point, sticked away into the corner to Watson. Watson lost the puck. Eagles able to take it out as Pekka trying to use his speed, gets around one defense, but Kaiser there sends it back into neutral ice, and the Eagles will start again. Bice feeds O'Connell, looking for Santoro. Santoro trying to get down in the corner. He does. He gets checked off with 1:25 to go in the first. 3-2 Southern New Hampshire. Bice, long shot from the point, goes off a leg. Swain picked it up. Bottom of the circle, now goes behind the net. Swain trying to center it out in front. Instead takes the puck, far side corner, goes back behind the net, had it blocked, rimmed around, and out. This might be an icing. And it's going to be. So the Eagles have a face-off deep inside the Penn zone with 1:02 to go in period number 1. Well, give the people their money's worth today, Coach.
Yeah, they are for sure. It's I don't think we've seen too many games with 5 goals in a period.
Especially since both of these teams are known for their goals against average, but a long time to go in this one. As you knew, Southern New Hampshire was going to come out hard. 2 goals in the first 5 minutes, but the Eagles have clawed back. It's 3-2. Santoro, second in the intended face-off percentage, loses that draw, but the puck's in all the way around. Good job to step in between the puck and the player with Swain, and they turn it over again at the blue line. Swain gives it on left wing for a shot that's stopped by Berkey, by Norling. That was one thing Southern New Hampshire did a lot of yesterday, was turn it over just inside the blue line. Here's a shot from the point by Rieger that's gloved by Berkey. With 40 seconds to go in the first period, 3-2 Southern New Hampshire. Face off to the left of Colin Berkey. Second in the intended goals against average and second in save percentage. Murray has got 2 assists in this game against Coleman D. One by Murray, who's done good on the draw so far. McLaughlin, who scored the last Southern New Hampshire goal, rims it all the way around the boards and out the center. It's dumped in by Devlin. Delory first one after it. Delory reverses the flow. Finds Kimball, who's got 2 goals in the period, goes back to Wyatt. Noble, that is. And Delory to Beckett. Beckett leaves it. Tries to find Kimball. Kimball's going to win that race. And they're going to call the icing I thought Kibble was going to win that race with 15-3 to go.
Yeah, Southern New Hampshire just got inside him.
So a break for Southern New Hampshire and a face-off deep inside the Eagles' zone with 15-3 to go in the first. 3-2, lots to recap. So we do that in the later part of the first intermission. Murray and Hirschberger. One by Hirschberger. Shot taken from a bad angle, shouldered away by Ben. Puck tries to get out to center. Beckett trying to get it out. Southern New Hampshire trying to keep it in. They dump it behind the net. Noble just wants to pin it there so time can run out. And that's what he does, and that's what he did. And that will end period number one. Not the period necessarily the Eagles were looking for, but they clawed their way back with 2 power play goals, almost doubling their season total. Southern New Hampshire 2 goals in the first 5 minutes, and then a bad break goal on the Eagles on a turnover by Bice where Kunin wasn't even in the net. And that's where we are after one period, 3-2 Southern New Hampshire, Coach. Different game than yesterday for sure.
Yeah, and the Eagles fortunate able to use a tool heretofore that they have not been successful with, the power play, so that's been good to see. One thing I think they're going to want to shore up in between periods is yesterday the defenders were doing a much better job tightening that gap in the neutral zone. They don't have that gap quite as tight today, and that's allowing Southern New Hampshire to attack and get into the zone much easier than they did yesterday. They did a very good job of frustrating Southern New Hampshire with that, but not quite so much today so far.
That's where we are after one period of play. It's Southern New Hampshire 3, Post University 2. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the CACC Network at youtube.com/GoPostEagles.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
First period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, here in Shelton, Connecticut, where the Eagles trail the Penmen from Southern New Hampshire 3-2. A exciting first period with the fans screaming both in front of me and behind me. So a fun hockey game so far here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. But as we do in the first intermission of all games, we go around Post University Sports Team. That's brought to you by Post University and 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs. From golf to football to hockey, there's something for everyone to enjoy. Whether a student, a parent, or a fan, for more information on Post University athletics news, scores, and upcoming schedules, go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. Eagle fans, are you ready to update your closet and represent your Eagle fandom wherever you are, every day, every way, and everywhere? Well, if you do, and you walk around campus, rock the nest, stroll the neighborhood, on vacation, or even out with that special someone, because Valentine's Day is right around the corner, go to posteagles.com and get some school pride, some school spirit, get some school gear Click on the fan section on the right-hand side, then click on School Store to get all your Post-Eagle gear. Use the code SPRINT15, SPRINT15, between now and tomorrow, Sunday, January 26th at checkout, to receive $15 off your order of $75 or more. Exclusions do apply. That's code SPRINT15, and it expires tomorrow, Sunday, January 26th. You can also visit the campus store in the Lever Student Center on campus. They're open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll start with the women's basketball team, who lost to Jefferson today up at the Drubner Center, 63-37. With the loss, the Eagles fall to 4-15 on the season, 3-5 overall. They've never beaten Jefferson University, no matter what name they go by. They've gone by several at this point. But the Eagles unfortunately fall again. But Alyssa Rossignol had another double-digit scoring game. That's 5 in a row, 18 points on 7 for 18 shooting. The Eagles will start a 3-game road trip on Tuesday as they head down to Bloomfield College for a matchup against the Bears at 5:30 p.m. on the CACC network. They've defeated Bloomfield 9 straight times, dating back to the 2018-2019 season after losing 11 head-to-head games. So 11 losses in a row, followed by 9 wins in a row. An interesting bit of a stat line for the Lady Eagles. The men are playing right now up at the Drubner Center. We're going to get you an update on that game as they are 10-9 on the season, 4-3 in conference. And they are playing Jefferson up there now. The score at halftime, second half actually, Post leads Jefferson 53-42. Jefferson is 10-7 on the season. Post is 10-9. So second half, 53-42. Eagles lead Jefferson. They'll start a 2-game road trip on Tuesday evening at Bloomfield College of their own before playing Wilmington University and coming home on February 5th to play Dominican up at the Drubner Center. Women's ice hockey off a 2-1 overtime win yesterday. And you want to talk about waiting to the last second as Angelina Pitter scored with 11 seconds to go in the third to tie the game at 1. And then Chris Keel wins it in overtime at 3:18. And the Eagles come away with a 2-1 victory. With the win, the Eagles move to 7-15-3 overall, 7-9-3 in conference. Assumption fell to 6-16-3 overall, 6-11-2 in conference. The teams are tied for 6th place in the NEWHA standings. The Lady Eagles only 3 points out of 4th, which would allow them to host the home series in the first round of the NEWHA playoffs, but lots of hockey to go for the women. Their next home game will be Friday against St. A's, 8 o'clock, which will be followed up by a Saturday game at 2:30 p.m. So 2-game set with St. A's coming up Friday and Saturday. As for the men's hockey team, just an update on their schedule. They go on a 4-game road trip after today. Their next home game will be Friday, Valentine's Day, February 14th at 4 p.m. here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Come out and support your Eagles on Senior Day, which again will be Friday, February 14th at 4 p.m. And that's your look around the Post University sports scene, brought to you by Post University. We'll be back in 2 minutes with a recap of the first period, a very busy recap, no less, as you're listening and watching on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/Go Post Eagles.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
First period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, where Southern New Hampshire leads Post 3-2. Before we get into the recap of the first period, because this is the last game being played in the NE10 today, let's give you an update on the NE10 scores around the league. Up at St. Mike's, they lead Franklin Pierce 5-2 late in the second period. Franklin Pierce started out with a 1-0 lead, but 5 unanswered goals by St. Mike's before a second Franklin Pierce goal gives them a 5-2 lead late in the second period up in Vermont. As for St. A's and Assumption, late in the third period, it looks like St. A's is going to win this one 4-0 up at Assumption. Manning Alberti, who had a hat trick yesterday at Brackett with 2 goals for St. A's, who will appear to continue their run in first place and extend it in all likelihood. Interesting scores from around the league here this afternoon, but we'll get more into that next period as well. Your recap, and a busy recap for the first period. Started off, again, somewhat innocuous, but a quick little 3-man rush as Coleman Nee came up the center of the ice, fed it to Dalton Phillips for his first career goal as a collegiate on a right wing wrist shot from the top of the far circle, who beat Ben shoulder side high, or right shoulder side high. The freshman from Raleigh, North Carolina, made a 1-0 at 3:02. Then the Eagles took a penalty, and Southern New Hampshire got a power play goal as Kyle Slingerland found a loose puck and ripped it by Ben. The freshman out of Stittsville, Ontario, with his 3rd of the year, give the assist to Adam Boucher at 4:45. The Eagles trailed 2-0, but then the Eagles doing something they haven't really done a lot this year, scoring a power play goal at 11:30 was Baxter Kimball, who found a loose puck in front of the net after Colin Berkey was on his stomach after making a couple of saves. A centering pass by Murray found Kimball in front, and he put it in to make it 2-1 at 11:30. Then a terrible giveaway by Tommy Bice as he tried to pick up a puck on a 4-on-4 behind his own net. He came out in front and lost control of it, just kind of slipped on him and went right to the stick of Brian McLaughlin. The sophomore out of San Pedro, California, had a wide open net because Ben Cunine hadn't even got back into the net yet, and made it 3-1 at 15:50. But the Eagles responded on a power play. Those same 3 again, actually a very similar play to the first goal, as Berkey was diving around trying to make some saves, and Kimball found a loose puck and put it in again from Murray and Rieger. So 2 points for each of them, Kimball, Murray, and Rieger at 17:05 on the power play. Eagles 2 for 2 on the power play, and that's where we are after 1. 3-2 Southern New Hampshire. Shots on goal in the first, Post 16, Southern New Hampshire 12, face-offs 15-11 in favor of Southern New Hampshire. Coach, neither team gives up that many goals. In this case, 3-2 after 1, sort of uncharacteristic, but two teams desperate. Southern New Hampshire desperate to forget about yesterday. Post desperate to continue their climb up the ladder. Southern New Hampshire also desperate to keep from falling down the ladder.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing in this game so far is the difference has been, and you alluded to it on that first goal by Southern New Hampshire, was scoring off the rush. One thing that Post did a better job yesterday was closing that gap in the neutral zone and not backing into the zone. The gaps are much bigger than they were yesterday, so they need to shore that piece up, because Southern New Hampshire is obviously, as we saw, is good off the rush, and it gives them zone time. And even just getting into the zone, you're giving your opponent some measure of success in with that. So they need to work on that. The other thing that they can do offensively is when pressured, almost all the time, Southern New Hampshire is hard wrapping, rimming the puck opposite side. So if that weak side forward can get over to that wall quicker, that's something they can keep in and continue the pressure, because when they have pressure, they've been doing a good job of just moving, shooting, finding lanes. So if they can work on those 2 items, one offensively, one defensively, they can certainly just dive right back into this.
Southern New Hampshire also doing some hitting, a couple of big hip checks. You don't see a lot of those, including a classic one on Jacob Powell inside the Penn men's zone. So they continue the hitting from yesterday. Eagles need to respond a little bit in that neighborhood. Penn men 1 for 3 on the man advantage. Eagles 2 for 2. You heard that right, 2 for 2 on the power play so far. So another weapon for the Eagles as they look to extend this streak of 5 out of 6, 4 out of 5 in conference. Teams getting ready to take the ice for the start of the second period. just waiting on that. Good crowd today here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. A Think Pink in the Rink day as we try to stop breast cancer and find a cure, a permanent cure for all those who have lost a loved one or who have one suffering from that terrible, terrible thing.
Yeah, it is a good crowd, Jeff. I mean, the stands are full. You can visualize this at home, right? The stands are full. The glass is full. Mezzanine, we've got people watching. Possibly the biggest, if not one of the biggest crowds of the season. And some alumni, some more alumni have filed in too. That I got to greet a little bit in the lobby between periods there.
Yeah, this place holds about 500 seated. You know, tack on another 100 or so rim in the rink. We're probably pushing 6 today here. So, largest crowd of the season, though we've had some games that were pretty full so far. Yesterday's game was pretty decent sized as well, but definitely a little larger today as we close in on something in the neighborhood of 600 people watching today's Division II game. Teams are taking the ice for the start of the second period. The Eagles will go right to left as you look at your screen and dial. They're in the pink jerseys today for breast cancer. Pink jerseys with the purple and orange pants, pink socks. Southern New Hampshire in the gold and blue are going left to right. Face off at center, won by Murray again, who did good on the draws in the first half. Eagles will send it in off the stick of Kimball all the way around the boards, and Berkey will stop it. Berkey rims it around but turned it over, shot toward the net, but Berkey had gotten back into the net. Not a hard shot, but trying to challenge to see if Berkey could get back into the net. Here's a centering pass in front of a one-timer taken by Kimball, looking for the hat trick at 21 seconds. Good setup there. Nice little pass right to him at the top of the near circle. He one-timed it, but Berkey held tall.
Yeah, good setup there. I don't think he got quite as much of that puck as he wanted to, but it was a really good setup and good pressure. Face-off in zone. Nice way to start the period.
Murray, Kimball, and Beckett with Glassroot and Delory. Ball in the draw that was Lynch in the draw for Southern New Hampshire, and they win the draw and get it out to center. Past Glassroot, so we'll have to chase after it, and they're going to call icing on that one. 29 seconds into period 2, rather. Eagles will do a full line change here, Coach.
Yeah, kind of similar to yesterday, too, after the first period. Southern New Hampshire with an advantage in the face-offs, but Post chipped away at it and evened that off much better after the second period.
Santoro, Norling, and Swain, who had multiple opportunities in the first period, but Berkey was able to hold them off. Shot from the point gets deflected off of Santoro's leg and brought out of the zone by Murray. That was Marchand. Marchand had it roll off a stick, and now the Eagles lay a big hit out in center ice on the body of Jim Minnick, whose name we didn't say much in the first period. Puck rimmed around behind the net, played by Devlin. Devlin, shot from the point that gets deflected off a stick. Shot by Kaiser went off the stick of a player flying through the slot, and a stop by Ben there with 54 seconds gone in period number 2.
Yeah, and so far too, Jeff, save the penalties. Both teams playing the game the right way. Move pucks, shoot pucks, get pucks to the net. It's been a fun game to watch so far.
Definitely exciting for the crowd here, and hopefully that'll make them want to come back. As we like big crowds, players like it from both sides. Gray wins the faceoff back to the point, but he won it too well as it got sent out the center. Brought back in, but the Penn men are offside, so the Eagles have time to get it out of the zone, and Rieger does a fancy little stick play and gets it up to Norling. Norling looking ahead for Swain. Has a 2-on-1 opportunity. Centers it across, but instead he sent it off the body of Berkey. So it never got to Santoro, who was cruising on the other side, but a good attempt there by Swain and Santoro. Puck rimmed around from near to far. Eagles try to keep it in right at the blue line. This time it gets out the center. That's been one of the Southern New Hampshire struggles in these two games, is getting the puck out of the zone, oftentimes losing it right at the blue line. Uhl being watched by Jake Alloy. Somehow that didn't hit the net, so they play on. And the puck sent out the center to Kennedy. Kennedy. Nice little backhand pass. Puck gets sent in around the boards. First one there is Howell. Howell being watched by Uhl at the Zamboni wall. 4 players in that corner fighting for it. Jake Alloy in there as well. Puck gets sent up the boards and just out as McMains couldn't keep it in. Then he turned it over, and back the other way comes Slingerland. Cellular dumps it in as he needs to go off on a line change, and McMains will play it behind his own net. Rimming around. Southern New Hampshire changing. Almost too many men on the ice, but a break there as the fifth guy had just gotten off. Puck brought back to center. Bice does a fancy little spin move away from Devlin. Excuse me, that's Aldridge, 11. And puck back inside the Eagles' zone. Bice will try again. Long pass out, turns it over again, sent right back out to Ben, who sticked it behind his own net. The Eagles will try again. McMains a third time, still can't get it out. Kept it one more time. Puck sent back towards the net. Eagles can't get it out of the zone. Then a long pass ahead goes off the leg of a streaking Howell, so no icing. As the Eagles do get it out, but they turned it over. Back the other way is Ball. Ball just turns it over at the Eagle line. That'll give the Eagles an opportunity to get it out again. And they finally do with a nice clean pass up to Pekka. Pekka with some speed, 2-on-1. He's in over the line with a shot, looking for the corner as he had Mosher cruising towards the net as well, but they were on the same side of the ice. So he had nobody to pass to. Mosher looking like a fullback with Pekka being the running back, and his shot ends up going high and wide. Rodriguez spins to Boucher. Gave it away to Pekka. Pekka gets around Boucher, tries to dump it in. Fan on the first dump, fan on the second dump. Third dump got blocked, and Eagles are offside. 3:16 gone in period 2. 3-2 Southern New Hampshire. Eagles had a couple of opportunities. Southern New Hampshire's had a couple of opportunities. And the Eagles will bring back out Murray, Beckett, and Kimball, Kennedy, and Rieger, and Brendan Lynch in the draw for Southern New Hampshire. Won by Lynch, who gets it to Minnig, who gives it over to Kaiser, and then looks up the middle of the ice. But Kennedy in his own zone able to take it away before any further pressure. Eagles trying to get it out and now have some speed. Here's Kimball. Gets to the line, dumps it in. Beckett will chase after on Kaiser. Kaiser tries to avoid the referee in the Zamboni door, reversing the flow, but Kimball racing after, trying to get it in the near side corner. Good work there by Murray and Kimball right on the wall. 5 players, but the extra player was a Southern New Hampshire player in Lynch, and he stole it away and got it out the center. Lynch is offsides at the Eagle line with 3:52 gone in the second, still 3-2.
Yeah, some opportunities, but then also some turnovers. Still a little bit sloppy. Not as tight or crisp as it was earlier in the first period.
Santoro and Nee just outside the Eagle line, one by Santoro, but Nee did a good job to poke it off Santoro's stick into the zone. O'Connell trying to get rid of it, gets it up the wall to Norling, and finally out to Swain. Swain at center, over the line, using his speed, but a good play by Uhl to chop it off his stick and send it right back into the Eagle zone. Confusion between Ben Cuneen and Bice again for the second time. It almost led to another goal there, as Bice went left and Cuneen went right. Puck chopped off the wall ahead for a breaking Swain again. Swain 1-on-2, trying to use his speed, goes around the net, looks to center, instead just dumps it behind the net to Santoro. Santoro takes a hit, still fighting for it behind the net, but 2 Southern New Hampshire players there, and a big hit right in the corner by the Eagles' Aloy, and the puck comes free to center. Long pass up the middle, deflects off the stick of Pompacelli inside the Eagles' zone, but they get back defensively, and now here's Aloy. Puck chipped out the center. Good play by McBains with some speed. He comes in over the line on left wing. McBains tries to pull up on Rodriguez, gets hit by 2 players right on the half wall. Howell comes back to play it, but it's brought out of the zone, and a nice pass up on right wing. Good fancy move. Lost the stick, though, did Slingerland, as he made the move but lost the stick, which now lays right at the blue line. Then a centering pass goes all the way through, and then another shot taken from the side half wall is blocked, but there appears to be a penalty behind the play for elbowing at 5:23. And the Eagles go shorthanded for the 4th time in this game, as it looks like Tanner. It's going to be Tanner Glassrud, 2 for elbowing at 5:23.
Yeah, those can be tough calls when you're a big man, and you're out there at 6'8", and you're up against a smaller forward. Your arms are just in a different spot.
Your elbow's at his head.
Yep.
Eagles do a good job to clear it out off the face-off. Southern New Hampshire 1 for 3 on the man advantage. Eagles trailing 3-2, so big kill as always. With some speed and carrying it in over the line is Devlin. He dumps it on Kudin. Kudin plays it in the corner. Kennedy reverses the flow nicely. Time and space for the Eagles and get it all the way down. Eagles had a shorthanded opportunity in the first period with Santoro and Swain. That led to a penalty, which led to a power play goal. So the Eagles have done pretty well despite the one goal by the Penmen. Eagles get it again, try to get it out, but a good job to keep it in the zone is Aldridge. Puck sent toward the net. That was Watson. Puck sent toward the net, deflected wide. Here's Lynch. On the far side, gives it into the corner, closing and centering pass in front, but a good job to block it. Was that Trey or was that McCall? It was McCall who got in front of it as a one-timer with a wide open net, but McCall got his body in front of it and blocked the shot, so credit to him. Keep this game 3-2. Then a turnover at the center stripe by the Penmen, but they regain finally, and it'll get dumped in and all the way around by Slingerland. Ben has it behind the net, but three players there. Ben has to get in front dangerously. The puck lay there in the crease, and he finds it, and it's a pushing and shoving. There's one thing that's been a bit noticeable has been, I guess, the lack of communication at times, because it's 3 or 4 times Ben has either gone back there, the Eagles turned it over, or he went one way and the defenseman went the other way.
Yeah, that'll be something they'll need to figure out on the bench. The coaches will have to get into the defenseman's ears, find out first off what exactly is going on, and then what they can do to correct it.
You wonder if it's too much thinking they already know what's going to happen versus talking it out and saying what's going to happen.
Usually when you see that, you're not getting communication, right? I mean, that's the bottom line. Either someone's not talking or someone's not listening.
Ultimately, though, the goaltender is the one in charge, right, coaches? He says,
well,
right,
the goaltender, yeah, he directs the play. He's like the quarterback, right? He directs the play. If he says here, you go here.
Here's McLaughlin, who has the Southern New Hampshire's third goal on the bad break, and that was part of the communication error, as he had a wide open net off of a bad giveaway. Puck back to the point to Boucher. Boucher goes to left point, but nobody's there. McLaughlin ends up getting it and sends it toward the net through a maze of players. Nice setup, and they missed the net. Oh, they had a yawning cage to Coleman knee on a beautiful setup there by McLaughlin and Murray.
Yeah,
and he had a yawning cage and just missed it wide.
Yeah, they dodged the bullet there, no question.
I thought that was going to go in as he had lots of space, but break for the Eagles. Power play over. Southern New Hampshire 1 for 4. Now a long pass ahead for a streaking Murray, but that's going to go too far, and that's an icing. So a gigantic break at the end of the power play for the Eagles as at least half that cage was open. I think he probably tried to go corner more than just get it in there as he shot it high and wide.
Yeah, and this could be a break for Post because that Southern New Hampshire player was ahead of the play, I thought, and didn't try to negate the icing, and I thought maybe they were changing, but they're still staying out there, so that wasn't the case either.
Eagles try to go forward with it, end up winning it backwards, keep it in as the puck gets dumped down to Howell. Howell trying to fight off Boucher. Puck squirts free to Hirschberger. Hirschberger dangerously through the middle. Fortunately, he has a player there in Murray who's desperate to get a line change because he was out there a long time on the power play, and now Southern New Hampshire able to get one as Delory will start behind his own net. Here's Captain Trey Delory, who had an assist yesterday, looking for Aloy, but didn't play his pool angle correctly. And it didn't hit the corner pocket right, bounced away to Southern New Hampshire, who will dump it back into the Eagle zone. Might be too many men on the ice. Let's see.
Yeah.
As there was a funky change going on at the Southern New Hampshire bench. And I believe they're calling too many men on the ice on Southern New Hampshire.
Yeah, big break here for the Eagles with the way the power play's been clicking today.
A little confusion as who's going to serve it. Looks like Jack Gray is going to serve it. But the Eagles 2 for 2 on the man advantage. They're going to get a third on a too many men on the ice penalty at 8:13. Coach Walsh, none too happy. Actually, his assistant coaches are a little angrier than he is. I don't know if Coach Walsh was all screamed out from yesterday, but his assistant's doing the screaming for him right now, but the Eagles back to the man advantage. 2 for 2 today.
Yeah, it was pretty clear that was what was going on right up the minute the whistle was blown.
Santoro, Murray, Kimball, Rieger, and Kennedy. The Eagle 5. Santoro lost the draw, but the Eagles fighting for it come away with it. Howell Murray spins away, gets it to Howell in the corner. Howell looking to center, instead goes back to Murray behind the net. They trade places. Murray has Santoro for a one-timer on the other side of the ice. Instead, with a nice little fancy play, he tried to center in front to Howell, who tried to do a fancy move and almost got it in. Santoro fanned out a shot, takes the puck to the top of the near circle. He and Murray will trade places. Pass down to Santoro. He tries to center it out in front, but instead goes off the stick of Berkey and all the way out to center. Probably tried to do a little bit too much on that one. Here's Kennedy. Brings it right back in to Rieger. Rieger makes a good move around knee, closes it toward the net, has Santoro in the slot looking for a one-timer. Instead, he will try to send it toward the net, and it goes wide. Kimball gets checked off by knee. Eagles trying to keep it in, and Kennedy did a good job for a moment, and it gets by Rieger and goes all the way down the ice. Kunin gives it away at center, and the Penmen dump it right back in. Trey Delory out there now will go behind the net to Kimball, and the Eagles will start again with 50 seconds remaining on their third man advantage. Trailing 3-2 with 10:33 to go in the second. Gets to the blue line, does Santoro. Lost it to Uhl. He'll rim it all the way around the dasher, and somehow that was gloved by Delory. Although he was 3 feet outside the blue line and gloved it inside the blue line. That's pretty impressive, even if you're 6'7". Or 6'5" is Trey.
Full advantage of his reach there.
Our interview guest yesterday, Swain had the puck roll off his stick. He tried to break in on the wing. Bice kicked it in, but the Eagles are offsides, so Lynch has a few seconds to wait as Swain tags up, and then he'll dump it down the ice. Good play by Brendan Lynch there to just wait because Swain had tagged up, so it killed a good 5 seconds. Here's Swain at the red line, 2-on-3. Carries it over on left wing. He's got speed. Howell closes in front of him. He looks for the corner. He hit the post. Swain hit the post right on the corner of the crossbar and the post, and it rims out into the crowd area. As, again, the Eagles sort of bunched up on that play as Howell was sort of running fullback with Swain as the running back. He took the shot, hit the post, and this game remains 3-2, and the power play expired. Eagles 2 for 3 on the man advantage this afternoon.
Yeah, Swain doing a good job with his quick first 3 steps. He slows, but then he can just explode on you.
Pekka tries to center in front as the puck bounces in the crease and is stopped by Berkey. As Pekka, 5'8", 160, comes out of those corners like he's 6'4", 220.
He's obviously, Mateo's playing with a lot of confidence, and deservedly so, and not afraid to stick his nose in there regardless of the size of the opponent.
So Southern New Hampshire has 6 players on the ice. Somebody has to leave. That's going to be McLaughlin. Face-off won by knee, rimmed all the way around by Kaiser. Pompaselli takes a hit, and that's a clean hit, though. Pompaselli not happy about it, but that was clean. And now out to Pekka. Pekka dumps it in, will use his speed to go after it. McCall in there as well on Kaiser. Kaiser takes a hit from McCall, and now Pekka tries to come out with it. McCall gets crunched as he tries to center it out in front. Puck behind the net to Pekka. He comes out the Zamboni corner, has some space, tries to spin it back to the point, then spindled off his stick as Hirschberger checked him off. 2 Eagles collide. Puck gets stolen away by Minnig. Minnig trying to get it out to Ball. Ball will dump it out to center. Big check at center ice as down goes O'Connell, and Eagles try to send it right back in. Eagles picking up the pace a little bit, beginning to look a little reminiscent of yesterday. Mosher lost the puck. He gets sent out the center off a ball stick, dumped in by Tyler Murray. O'Connell will chase after it and play it inside his own zone. O'Connell reversing the flow, looking for Murray, gets it to Murray. Murray, though, leaves it, but the only one there is Slingerland. Slingerland sends it behind the net, puck deep inside the Eagle zone. 8:35 to go in the second. Coming away with it is Southern New Hampshire. They wrap it around in front. It goes off Kunin and to the far side of the ice. Murray gets over there, leaves it for O'Connell. Eagles want to get it out now, and they won't because they send it into the Southern New Hampshire bench. Recognition of no glass over there, just low boards, and puck goes into the Southern New Hampshire bench and a face-off deep inside the Eagle zone with 8:20 to go in the second, still 3-2.
Yeah, both teams, when they're in the offensive zone right now, are getting chances.
Yeah, I have a feeling this game isn't going to end 3-2. We'll see where it ends up. Still 28 minutes of regulation time to go. Face-off won by Southern New Hampshire, but unprepared for it was McLaughlin. He ended up having to skate it in and chopped off a stick and rolled into the far side corner. Eagles get it out to center on a bouncing puck, and chasing after it was Aloy. Then the puck bounces up in the air inside the Eagle zone. They come. Ball will take a shot that deflects off a body and goes behind the net. Kennedy does a fancy little move to get it up on the half wall and out the center. Then a long pass too far and behind a streaking Howell and dumped right back in by McLaughlin. Ball still on the ice. Sends it behind the net. Eagles trying to get it out. Kennedy makes another move, gets it up on the wall. Howell tries to get it out in the backhand, but kept in. Shot sent toward the net, goes off a leg. Kennedy picks it up. Kennedy has time and space. It finds Howell on the near side over here on the wing. Centered it back, but outside the zone. Might have gone off a stick, and here comes Lynch 2-on-2. Lynch over the line for Southern New Hampshire. Takes a shot, a wrist shot from the top of the near circle. That's gloved by Ben with 7:26 to go in the second. Still 3-2.
Yeah, Southern New Hampshire able to take advantage of a miscue by Post there. Just a drop pass, a little too hard, a little too far off target, gave Southern New Hampshire scoring opportunity with Ben Canine up to the challenge.
Eagles go on a 4-game road trip after today, and then they'll play their final home game 2 weeks from yesterday on Valentine's Day, February 14th. So bring your Valentine out here to the Sports Center of Connecticut for NE10 hockey, as the Eagles will host Franklin Pierce on Senior Day. Here, 4 o'clock puck drop, 3:45 pregame and ceremonies on the CACC network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Because the standings are so bunched together, we don't know where the playoffs will land, which is nice to know that the Eagles aren't pigeonholed into a certain spot. They can finish anywhere from 2nd to 5th. In the NE10 standings, they're currently 3rd. Long pass ahead, gets stick. Swain chasing after it, but Boucher does a good job to body off Swain, but Swain takes him out behind the Penmen net. 5 players back there, but 3 Penmen, and the Penmen are the one who come away. It's Ethan Rodriguez, their captain. Rodriguez just dumps it out the center, turns it over. The Eagles send it right back in as Delory returns the favor. Eagles still offside, so they have to tag up again, and Santoro finally gets outside. Long pass ahead. Touched not by a high stick by Aldridge, but Aldridge comes in with a shot into the breadbasket of Cunene. He juggled it, but nobody there to pick up a rebound, and he'll cover with 6:42 to go in the third.
Yeah, a little bit of a rebound there, but fortunately, Southern New Hampshire was actually changing on that, and they really didn't have anybody net driving there.
3-2, 6:42 to go in the second. Gray will come on to take the draw with, I believe that's McCowell, but let's see. One thing with the pink jerseys is I can't necessarily see the numbers as well as I would with the whites. Murray won the draw. I passed too far. Looking the race by Kimball. He won the race. Good job by Kimball to use his speed. See if we note that as this play continues. Glassroot pins it down into the near side corner. Beckett checks on McLaughlin. 1-on-2 over there in the corner. Finally gets helped by Kimball. Puck reverses the flow to Uhl on the Zamboni wall. Murray's going to take Uhl out. He does. Eagles keep it in momentarily and then out the center. Excellent job by Baxter Kimball. Somebody for Southern New Hampshire lost a glove. He's laying in the slot now in the bottom of the circle. Glassroot gets back, uses his body. Lynch takes a shot toward the net. It bounces in front off a leg. But Cunene able to get to cover it with his glove with 5:55 to go in the second period. Excellent effort by Baxter Kimball, coach, to beat out that ice. And he was a solid 10 yards behind the defenseman and won the race.
And a good defensive play by McCowell in front of Ben Canine there, giving the Southern New Hampshire forward no opportunity to find that bouncing around loose puck.
Lynch won the draw from McCowell, but a bad angle shot gets deflected into the netting. 6 seconds after the faceoff. Stay with us in the second intermission. We'll go around the NE10. We'll update you on the out-of-town scores. And we will have the official handing off of the standings by the NASA scientists we've paid to put it together so we can all understand it. That's half our budget is those NASA scientists, by the way.
One small step for man.
Lynch on the draw against Pekka, won by Pekka. Good job against the NE10 leader in faceoffs. And then the Eagles nearly turn it over, but back comes Pekka. He looks ahead for Mosher. Mosher tries to win the race, but the puck gets sent out by Berkey. Berkey got it to the blue line. The Eagles dumped it in. They're going to call offsides. Might have been able to let that play continue, but the linesman calls it off.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's interesting what they call delayed offsides versus not. I mean, both those Post players looked poised. They recognized, I think it was offside. They looked like they were poised to just jump out back over the blue line. But interesting conversation someday we'll have with the official. Like, what's the criteria there?
Santoro and knee, one by Santoro, sent in but didn't get deep. Now back out the center is Glassroot with a nice pass to Norling. Norling looking in the middle of the ice for Santoro, just a little bit too far, then turned over to Norling, who takes a shot. Stopped with the left pad by Berkey. Sent around the net to Norling. Norling held a little bit, somehow came away with it, centered it out in front of Santoro, but taken away by Knee again. Knee does a good job to avoid the hit, send it up the wall. Big hit by Swain inside the Penman zone, on Boucher. And then the puck goes into the Eagle bench.
Yeah,
this line has looked good today, Coach.
Yeah, and there's been 2 significant turnovers by Southern New Hampshire. One here in the neutral zone where they passed directly to a post player, and then one we just saw in the offensive zone.
They've had problems all weekend getting out of their zone. They've turned it over at the blue line probably a dozen times in the 2 games. Better today than yesterday, but it has been a struggle at times, particularly when the Eagles are buzzing. What do the Eagles do? Claw? That's probably a better phrase than buzzing.
Fly, something.
Fly. Puck in the slot, backhanded toward Ben, goes wide. Picked up on the other side is Aldridge. Aldridge reverses the flow, gets it over to Hirschberger. Hirschberger turns it over, and the Eagles with an opportunity to come out. Long pass a little bit too far, and McLaughlin will send it right back in. Noble had a lot more space than I think he thought. Might have been wise just to keep carrying it over. And then a bad turnover, but it gets offsides. So no touch, but instead the Eagles will come back the other way on a 3-man rush. Turned it over, did Howell. He'll chase after it in the corner. Howell behind his back to Alloy. Alloy spins off the check, lost the puck. Puck centered out into the slot, but the only one there are Southern New Hampshire players. And then a dump that just gets out to center. Noble will send it right back in, but sent it off the glass partition. And it took a indirect bounce and taken away with a long shot as minute. Eagles try to change quickly and have Murray deep, but the Eagles couldn't get the pass there. And then it's sent into the netting behind Kunin in the corner into the fan section with 3:57 to go in the second. Questions where this faceoff should be. Probably at center versus just outside the blue line. That's where they're going to have it, right at center ice. Murray, Kimball, and Beckett out there for the Eagles. Lynch, Marchand, and Devlin for Southern New Hampshire. One by Lynch, but the Eagles come away with the puck. Turned it over at center. Rieger goes back to Kennedy. Kennedy to Kimball, just uses that 9-iron, sends it right in behind the net. Eagles will chase. Beckett wins the race in the Zamboni corner, tried to reverse the flow with it, had the puck sent right back to him. Now 4 players fighting in that corner. Beckett trying to come out with it, but that's a tough place to come out with a scrum puck, and he gives it away. Marchand centers it through to Lynch, but a little bit too far. Lynch tries to pick it up, tries to recenter. He gets it there. Long shot from the point is gloved by Ben as Kaiser found the puck on a pass by Lynch. With 3:26 to go in the second, still 3-2.
Yeah, and Ben doing a really good job on those plays when there is traffic, finding that puck in traffic and not allowing any rebound.
Southern New Hampshire doing a better job today as well, Coach, putting shots on Ben, even though they had 27 shots yesterday. At times, it really wasn't until midway through the third period they had a lot of rubber on them. They've come out to play here in game 2. Pekka dumps it out the center. Chasing after it is Norling. Norling fighting with it, somehow comes away with the puck. Good fight by Norling. Santoro over there to help out, and the puck comes out into the slot, taken by Boucher. Aldridge tries to carry it out. He turns it over on the other side of the blue line this time, and Swain will dump it right back in. Norling in there to fight. Swain goes in after it. Boucher and Hirschberger, Rodriguez and Hirschberger down there for Southern New Hampshire. Norling and Swain there for the Eagles, but the puck comes free to Aldridge, and he'll take it out the center. Puck dumped in. Southern New Hampshire goes for a line change. Glassroot picks it up behind his net with a long pass to Norling. Norling will dump it in. The Eagles will go off on a line change with 2:35 to go in the second. 3-2 Southern New Hampshire. This is the long change period, so everybody wants to make those quick changes to avoid the long passes, and O'Connell plays it behind his own net. O'Connell tries to chip it up the middle. He does, and gets onto an Eagle stick, and here they come over the line. It's Kimball with a fancy move, but lost the puck as he took a hit from McLaughlin. He comes away with it, though, in the corner. Spins away from the check of McLaughlin. Centered it out in front, played by Murray. Murray goes back to the point to O'Connell. O'Connell, D-to-D with a heavy pass. Then a long shot taken. Rebound picked up by Beckett, but he couldn't get control of it. Fanned on a second shot. Beckett takes a third shot, and it's stopped by Berkey. As Beckett fanned on one shot, tried to pick it up again, fanned on a second shot, and finally got the shot, but probably not as much action on it as he would like, with 2 minutes even to go in the second, still 3-2.
Third time's a charm there for number 3.
Murray in the draw here. Murray tries to go forward a la Nico Grolman. He gets taken down. Everybody looking for a penalty, and there it is. The back referee called it. Murray doing the old Nico Grolman, trying to go forward with it, and he successfully did and got taken down by Jack Gray at 18:04. And the Eagles go to their 4th man advantage. They're 2 for 3 today, and a big opportunity to even this game up before the period ends.
Yeah, and I don't know if they'll still stay with this, but I know it's on the penalty kill. Southern New Hampshire sticks are static. There's no active stick, so when your stick is static, you're able to make passes and you're able to find lanes. So curious to see if they change that tactic.
Santoro, Murray, Kimball, Kennedy, and Rieger. Kennedy has the puck, top of the near far circle. Takes a return pass from Kimball. Closes it. Kennedy shoots it toward the net, but it gets deflected and goes wide. Kimball had it slapped off his stick. Good play by Kennedy to keep it in. Murray fakes the pass as the defender had cut right in front. Santoro goes back to the point to Rieger. Rieger fake shoots. Low and blocked in front, I believe. I don't think it ever got to Berkey. Santoro with 2 men on him finds Murray down behind the net. Murray tries to get it in front. He does. The puck lay there. Santoro had an opportunity, but the Penmen get it out to center as they were scrambling with a minute 20 to go in the first and a minute 20 in the second, and a minute 25 on the Eagle man advantage, their 4th. Coming in over the line is Kennedy. Kennedy gets there, continues forward with it, dumps it down into the near side corner. They try to reverse it all the way around, but Murray gets there to keep it in. Good job by him. Kimball goes behind the net for Kennedy. Fighting for it. Puck comes back to the point to Rieger. Rieger with time and space. Closes in with a shot that's stopped by Berkey. Kimball spins away from the check. Kimball trying to go toward the net. He's got Santoro top of the crease. Instead, he'll wait and then try to center it in front, but gloved by Berkey. As somebody got their stick on it for Southern New Hampshire with 40.8 to go in the second period.
Yeah, again, good job. They're just moving pucks around, forcing Southern New Hampshire to react. Just not quite finding that lane right now or finding that man on the back door.
4-second difference between the power play and the end of the period. So if the Eagles don't score, they'll have a brief power play in the third, presuming everything stays the same. Faceoff dives right at the circle, but the Eagles come away with it nicely. And here's Delory. Delory cruising in. Instead goes down to Norling. Norling had it checked off. Delory down there as well. 2-on-1 for the Eagles this time. They come away with the puck. Delory spins it down to Norling. Norling looking in front. Bad angle shot. Take it. Rebound backhanded wide by Howells. He had an opportunity. Good job by Norling, though, to keep the puck in. Howell trying to get it back to Delory. Delory will pinch in, but the puck gets sent all the way down. Good fight by everybody on the ice. That was good hockey fighting. And the puck got sent down by Southern New Hampshire. One last rush for the Eagles. Here's Howell. Leaves it. Brought it in off sides, though, with 2.1 to go in the second. So it looks like this is where we're going to stay. 3-2 after 2, but still one face-off to go. Lynch on the draw against Howell. Shot up in the air, and that's where the period will end. So, Eagles have 4 seconds remaining on their 4th power play. They're 2 for 3 right now. And the score stays the same as it did after the first period, 3-2. Ebbs and flows in that second period, Coach. Eagles had a couple of good opportunities. A post hit by Swain off the corner of the post. Southern New Hampshire had some opportunities. Again, some communication issues for the Eagles, but overall a good period of hockey, still 3-2.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a fan, right, this is a fun game to watch, right? If you're a coach on one side, you are feeling okay. You're not leading right now, but you're feeling okay because you are having these spurts of good opportunities, and you are home, so you can dig down a little deeper. And if you're the opponent, you know, you realize that 3-2 game, that's not much of a lead. So again, both teams turning this into perhaps a mini game, 20-minute mini game, and see who wins that game wins the tilt.
Eagles trail by 1 as we head to the second period intermission. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the CACC Network and youtube.com/Go Post Eagles. Second period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut in Shelton, Connecticut. Eagles trailing Southern New Hampshire 3-2. That's the same score we had after 1 period of play. As we do in the second period intermission of all home games, we'll go around the NE10 hockey scene. And that's brought to you by Post University, ranked number 6 by U.S. News and World Report as having the best online programs for 2024. Take your opportunity because Post is personal. For more information on all of Post's degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Eagle fans, are you ready to update your closet and represent your Eagle fandom wherever you are, every day, every way, and everywhere? Whether you're walking around campus, rocking in the nest, strolling the neighborhood, on vacation, or even out with that special someone, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Why not get that special someone some Post University gear and show off your school pride? Go to posteagles.com, click on the fans section on the right-hand side, then click on School Store to get your Post Eagle gear. Use the code SPRINT15 between now and Sunday, January 26th at checkout to receive $15 off your order of $75 or more. Exclusions do apply. That's code SPRINT15, and it expires on Sunday, January 26th. You can also visit the campus store in the Lever Student Center on campus. That's open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So let's start with the out-of-town scoreboard here in the NE10 today. Final score, St. Mike's over Assumption 4-0. Excuse me, that's St. A's over Assumption 4-0. That's the final up in Assumption. And at St. Mike's, they lead in the third period, Franklin Pierce 7-3. So it looks like St. Mike's is going to come away with a win there against Franklin Pierce. Thus, the updated to the second standing, St. A's has 32 points now, 10-3, 1-0-1, 11-7-2 overall. And we thank you down at NASA for doing these standings for us up to the second. St. Mike's, who haven't officially won yet, but let's give them the win because they have a 4-goal lead late in the third, will have 26 points. They'll be 8-5-0-1. 9-5-0-1-0. 13-8-2 overall. They have 26 points. They'll be in second place. The Eagles, 22 points. 7-6-0, 0-1. 9-10-0 overall, 22 points. Southern New Hampshire, 21 points, 6-5-1-1-0, 8-10-1 overall. Assumption is in 5th place. That's the best they can finish the weekend. 7-7-0-1-1, 10-13-0 overall, and Franklin Pierce rounding out 0-14-0, 0-20-1 overall. So the worst the Eagles have finished is 4th place in this weekend set. If they win, they'll finish in 3rd. If they win in regulation or overtime, they'll finish in 3rd. If they get a point, I'll have to break out into the mathematicians. I believe they'll still be in 4th with 1 point because St. Mike's has an extra win. But, well, Southern New Hampshire would have the extra win. But either way, we'll have the NASA scientists break it down once everything is finalized. But right now, the Eagles are in 3rd place and can finish no lower than 4th entering the weekend, and can finish as high as where they are now in 3rd. Upcoming schedule in the NE10: Tuesday, St. A's plays non-conference at Keene State. Assumption on Friday will travel to Franklin Pierce for a game at 8 o'clock. Post will be at St. A's against the league leaders at 6 o'clock on Friday, 3 o'clock on Saturday. And St. Mike's will be at Southern New Hampshire, 7:40 p.m. on Friday, 1 o'clock on Saturday. Franklin Pierce will then travel to Keene State on February 1st at the 7 o'clock games, a week from Tuesday. And then on February 4th, Assumption at Franklin Pierce at 7 o'clock, Southern New Hampshire at Keene State at 7:45. So a busy schedule within the NE10 as we wrap up the regular season. Still 6 games to go, but wrapping it up and getting there are all of these teams. Some statistical things for you as we look around the NE10 here and just get you an update on the St. Michael's game. Final at St. Mike's, 7-3 over Franklin Pierce. So that game is now final. Give them a win in the win column. Updated stats through last night because we don't have the tallies for all the games today. Hunter Brackett still leads away in goals from St. A's with 16. Jake Dinopoli with 11 for Assumption. Patrick Demarinis for St. A's has 9. So does Luke Leinert. 3 players with 8, including Garrett Aliberti, who had a hat trick yesterday. Actually, he's got 9 now because he scored 1 today. And 3 at 7. Well, 4 at 7 because you can throw in Baxter Kimball for the Eagles, who now has 7. Assists, Ronnie Paragallo for Assumption has 20. Jonathan Surratt, 14. Aiden Kennedy is tied with Max Burham at 13 for 3rd in assists in the NE10. 5 players at 12. 4 players at 11. Points, Hunter Brackett and Ronnie Paragallo tied at 28. Jonathan Surratt with 21. Luke Leinert with 20. And then several at 16 and several at 15, including Aiden Kennedy. Block shots is Trey Delory with 40, who leads the way for your Eagles, the captain, who broke the program record as well of Nick Brewers, who had 37. He's got 40 coming into today's game. Who knows how high he's going to set the mark on that record. Tommy Bice is 6th with 27. Tanner Glassrud 7th at 26. And Aiden Kennedy 9th at 25 for block shots. And plus minus coming in today. And Aiden Kennedy plus 13. I don't know what he is today right now. But plus 13 coming in today's game. Let's see if he's got a minus at all. He does not. So he's still plus 13. Owen Rieger is 3rd with a plus 8. Cole Douglas in between him for St. Mike's is a plus 10. Connor McCowell plus 7. Mateo Pekka plus 6. Nathan McDevitt plus 5. And Trey Delory plus 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Eagles in the top 10 in the NE10 in plus minus here this season. That's your look around the NE10. Brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. We'll be back in 2 minutes with our recap of the second period. You're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the CACC Network at youtube.com/go Post Eagles. Second period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. The Eagles trail Southern New Hampshire 3-2, same score that we had after one period of play. So no scoring in the second period. Shots on goal in period number 2 for the Eagles, 13. Two-period total of 29 for Southern New Hampshire, 8. A two-period total of 20 face-offs. The Eagles led the way in the second, 13-12, but Southern New Hampshire leading overall 27-24. Of note in the face-off dot, the league leader, Brendan Lynch, 7 for 15 on draws today. He leads the NE10 at 60.7% coming into today's game. Joe Santoro equally struggling, 4 out of 10. He's second at 57%, but he's at 40% today. Jacob Howell for the Eagles, 8 out of 13. Connor Murray, 8 out of 13 as well on the draws here. First period scoring. Had a flurry of goals. Southern New Hampshire did exactly what they wanted to do. They came out and got 2 quick goals to start the game. One by Dylan Phillips, his first career collegiate goal. The freshman from Raleigh, North Carolina, made it 1-0 on a 3-man rush. Colin Needy assisted 3:02. On the power play, just under 2 minutes later, a loose puck found by Kyle Slingerland off a nice original play by Boucher, but then Slingerland found the puck and put it by Ben Kunin at 4:45 to make it 2-0 for Slingerland, his third goal of the season. Eagles managed to get back on a power play goal, something they rarely do, is scoring a power play goal, as Baxter Kimball scored his 6th of the year, his first of the game, from Murray and Rieger at 11:30. Then a bad break by Tommy Bice as he came out from behind his own net, lost the puck. Ben Kunin hadn't gotten back in the net yet, and it was slammed into a wide open goal by Brian McLaughlin, the sophomore out of San Pedro, California. That goal is the difference right now, because just about a minute 35 later, actually a minute 15 later officially, Baxter Kimball scores his 2nd of the game, 7th of the season, from Murray and Rieger again to make it 3-2. So the bad break goal off the Tommy Bice giveaway, the difference in this game, 3-2 as we enter the third period. As Coach rejoins us here. Either got attacked by alumni or that was a long wait for coffee.
It was alumni. It was alumni. Great to see these guys. There's a bunch more there. Patrick Murphy's in the house. I haven't seen him in a while, so it's great to see him.
Oh, I wish we could have gotten Murph over here for 5 minutes. Former Eagle captain. As it's Think Pink at the rink day here. As we get ready to start the third period. A big period for the Eagles. You don't want to state things at times, but the Eagles have played very well this weekend, have really played very well over the last 3 weeks. Dragged themselves out of 5th place. Worst they can finish today is 4th place with the loss by Assumption today. But want to come out of here with more than 3 points on the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, this is, again, a great weekend. They've hit their stride. Again, we talked about the consistency, and we'll see how we've regrouped and refocused and reset and play the third.
Third period, Eagles going left to right in their pink jerseys, in the purple and orange pants with the purple helmets. Southern New Hampshire going right to left in the gold uniforms with dark blue striping and white lettering. Puck deep inside the Eagles' zone. Bad giveaway, though, and then a bad pass gets sent all the way down, and Beckett will chase after as the remaining 4 Eagles go off on a line change. His opposing number, Coleman Nee back there, makes a bad rip off the glass, so it doesn't get out momentarily, but then finally out the center is Rieger. Puck bouncing in the neutral zone. Beckett takes it. He'll finally get off on a line change. He'll rim it around as Santoro, Norling, and Swain come out for the Eagles. Puck sent up the wall to Watson, who scored the goal yesterday for the Penmen, who lead 3-2 here in the third period. No scoring since the first period. Last goal, 17:05. That was the Eagle power play goal by Baxter Kimball, his 2nd of the game. Pass right up the wall. Dangerous line change by the Eagles, but they do it well. Puck gets sent back to center, and then a long pass ahead to Watson. Watson, long shot from about 45 feet out. Swallowed whole by Kunin.
Yeah, and one of the things, too, Jeff, when we were looking between periods there, just like yesterday's game, Post was sort of able to flip the script on the face-offs, and now they're leading in that department. So draws are very important in the third period.
Yeah, I mentioned in the intermission that both Lynch and Santoro, 1 and 2 in faceoffs, are well under their percentages today on the draws. McMains tries to dump it in. Haven't seen much of him since the first period. Puck brought back on a 3-man rush by the Penmen. They'll get to the blue line, dump it in. Tommy Bice goes behind his net. Fake coming near side, said went far side, came out the far side with it. Bice gets to the red line, dumps it in. McMains will chase after it. McMains picked it up in the near side corner, tried to center it out in front. It got deflected all the way into the far side corner. Then the Penmen reversed the flow, but McMains was the one back there. McMains trying to do something with it, checked by Kaiser. McMains gets taken down. There's going to be a penalty on Southern New Hampshire, I believe, and good job by Bradley McMains to draw that penalty at 1:59. The Eagles will go right back to the man advantage, their 5th, on a holding penalty to, I think that's Coleman Knee, but let's make sure. Nope, that's going to be number 4, Ryan Kaiser, the freshman from Highlands Ranch, Colorado.
And you can see both teams. I'm watching both teams. Legs are a bit heavy right now, and the team that can keep their feet moving, that was a kind of penalty from one team just kept their feet moving. The other team had to reach out and give a grab, in the corner. So the team that can keep their feet moving and now keep the puck moving, let the puck do the work, could be in a good spot here.
Rieger toward the net, gets blocked, but the puck laid in the slot momentarily, and then attempted sent out, but a great play by Rieger. This is what the Eagles did in the first period. Rieger and Kennedy owning the blue line. Rieger comes over on left side to Murray for a shot toward the net, gets deflected wide. Santoro behind the net, comes over here for Kennedy. Kennedy fakes going back, goes across the ice, has a man with a shot that's stopped by Berkey and is sent into the net. And good setup there. Kennedy faked back to Rieger, instead ripped it across the slot to Murray on the far side circle, but Berkey got over to make a save. Again, can't state this enough. Despite the lack of power play goals the Eagles have had this season, though they have 2 today, Rieger and Kennedy owning that blue line for the Eagles.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. Southern New Hampshire is continually trying to just, turn and fire that puck up the middle, and Post has been able to snuff that out.
Clean win. Kennedy sort of snuck down to try to take a shot from the top of the far circle, but a good play by Coleman Knee to get in there and take it off Kennedy's stick and dump it all the way down. Knee, 1-on-4, takes the puck away from the Eagles. He'll turn and spindle it back in. Go off on a line change, and the Southern New Hampshire bench giving him his due for making that play. Kennedy gets to the red line, dumps it high off the glass, around the board. Santoro trying to get in there first. Boucher picked it up behind the net, sends it right back out the center. Eagles will try again with a minute to go in the man advantage. They're 5th. They're 2 for 4 today. Here's Rieger over the line, gets taken down on his knees, sends it toward the net in front, but everybody was changing behind him, and nobody was able to keep it in. Delory has to wait still. Feeds a pass over to Rieger, a little bit too far off his stick. Rieger will dump it in. He'll go off on a line change. No, he'll stay on, because the hope would be that Southern New Hampshire would have sent it right to him. Now Rieger will go off on a line change, and Delory will skate ahead. Delory turns it over at the blue line, sends it all the way down to Southern New Hampshire. On to Ben Kunin with 30 seconds to go on the man advantage. Bice goes behind his back, gets it off the stick of Norling. Bice somehow got the puck again, brought it into the zone. Delory trying to keep it in, but a good job by Howell to keep it in. Howell down on right wing for a shot that's taken by Bice. It goes wide. Swain on left point over skates, and the puck hopped over his stick, and that'll end power play number 5 for the Eagles. Swain passes it to himself and dumps it behind him back into the Eagles zone, and Tommy Bice will start again. Team's back to full strength. 15:54 to go in the third. 3-2 Southern New Hampshire. That's where we've been since the 17:05 mark of the first period. High scoring first period, no goals in the second. Now we're in the third. A big period for both teams, really, as the NE10 really bunched up from 2 to 5. Puck dumped in cross ice. Pekka, far side corner, has Howell come over to help out, and Pekka comes away with it. Pekka coming away with it, looking to turn and fire. Can't do it. He stays on his backhand, leaves it for O'Connell, who tried to dump it deep, but a good job by Southern New Hampshire to chip it out the center and all the way down. Big hit in front of us on Slingerland by Glassrud. And here come the Eagles behind their own net with some speed. Here's Mosher. Mosher leaves it for Murray. He dumps it in and into the bench, actually, as it went off a body. And 4:55 gone in the third. Eagles 2 for 5 on the man advantage.
They must be using the pucks with the metal cinchers in them. There must be magnets on that bench. That's about the fourth time that puck has jumped into that bench.
Murray, Beckett, Kimball out there for the Eagles. Lynch on the draw. He wins that one from Murray, who's been good on the draws today. Behind the net to Minig, inside the Penman zone. Eagles trying to come out with it as they stole it away. Kennedy has it. Kennedy goes back to Beckett. He'll rim it back behind the net. Good play by the Eagles here. Here's Kimball. Kimball looking for the other side. Tries a bad angle shot. It goes off the referee. Kimball comes back with it the other side. Goes back to Rieger. Rieger to Kennedy on the left point. Kennedy makes one move. Makes a man miss. Top of the far circle. Makes another man miss. Closing in with a bad angle shot, though. After all the misses, he gets taken down. No penalty as well. Kennedy struggling to get up. He had a issue yesterday where he got hurt. Then a boarding penalty taken by Southern New Hampshire. Similar to the one Connor Murray took in the first, and I think that might be Kaiser again going right back in.
Goaltender's laboring a little bit too. Something went on there.
Okay. That'd be goaltender Berkey. Kennedy able to get off under his own power, but not going to be able to start the power play. So right back in the box goes Kaiser, 2 for boarding at 5:33. The Eagles' 6th man advantage. We'll keep an eye on Berkey as well. See if there's any kind of issue there. Eagles' 2nd power play unit starts. 2 for 5 so far. Puck on the far side. Mateo Pekka has it. Nice little pass to Tommy Bice. Bice had a lane, didn't shoot it, gives to Delory. Takes it back to Bice. Bice with another lane, takes a shot toward the net, and a good job by the forwards in front, which is Stone Devlin, to get his stick on it and send it into the netting behind Berkey.
Yeah, Post has had some success, obviously, today with their 2 goals being power play goals. You just don't want to keep putting them back on the power play today.
All that action took 14 seconds off the man advantage. 5:48 gone in the third. Still 3-2. Clean win again by Howell. Delory takes a shot toward the net through a maze of legs. It might have gone off of Howell and wide. Not sure if Burke got on it, but had an angle toward the net. Now 4 players behind the net. A 5th goes back there. Now a 6th. As there's a rugby scrum behind the net. It pops out into the slot area. The Eagles try to take an opportunity. Players taken down. And Bice comes away with it. Bice to Delory. Makes a nice little touch pass on the left wing for a shot that gets blocked by Berkey again. Then Bice tries to throw it into the goal, and the puck gets sent all the way down. Eagles looking to bring the 1 unit out there. Howell gets it at the red line. Gets checked, though, by Hirschberger. Eagles trying to change while Howell does a good job holding it at the red line. Now everybody has to tag up. Norling finally brings it in. Still can't control it. And finally Norling will go back to Kennedy, who seems no worse for wear with a minute remaining on the Eagles' 6th power play. They're 2 for 5 so far. Kennedy lets Rieger go by, and out he comes. Looks ahead, looking for Rieger, I think, but too far, and that's going to be an icing. And that's some of the communication issues today. 43 seconds remain on the Eagles' 6th power play. 6:51 to go in the third.
Yeah, definitely choppier play in this half of the game.
Santoro wins that face-off to Kennedy, who spins off the check of Slingerland. Excuse me, that was Lynch. And Murray will restart again inside his own zone. Pass to Santoro. Lynch doing a good job hemming the Eagles inside their own zone. Kennedy will pick it up as he and Santoro crisscross. Long pass to Rieger. This time they connect. Rieger goes around 1, goes around 2, keeps trying to go toward the net, but 1 too many. Nice play, though, by Murray to keep it in. Finds Kennedy in the middle of the slot. Cruising in, fakes the shot, takes the shot toward the net, just deflects wide as Kennedy had a lane. Faked 1, faked 2. Sort of took the angle away and then tried to center it across, and it goes wide. The Eagles are now 2 for 6 on the man advantage as that power play expires. 12:20 to go in the third. Still 3-2 Southern New Hampshire. Here's Murray. Finds Kennedy. He makes a move around 1. Tries to go around 2, but they bodied him right off. But a good play, excuse me, that's Noble actually. A good play by Noble to keep the play from moving forward. Then Papacelli takes a shot that bounces right on the Kunin, and he makes the save with the pad. The Eagles come away with the rebound. Long pass to McMains. McMains takes a hit by his opposing number. That's Ryan Uhl. And then puck popped high in the air to Noble. Goes back to Glassrud, and the Eagles will restart again. Quick little pass by McCowell, and ends up on the stick of Noble. Noble at the red line. Tries to dump it in, goes off a body. Aloy chasing after it. McMain's back there trying to chase after it. Then a bad pass turns it over by the Penmen, and the Eagles will send it right back in to complete the line change. Kaiser, who's got back-to-back penalties in this period, sends it up the wall and out the center. Delory on the ice for the Eagles, tries to return the favor. Howell dumps it in. Goes off a leg soccer style. That was Kaiser's leg, and back out the center. Delory and O'Connell, the Eagle defensive pair right now. 3-2, 11-13 to go in the third. They play catch to make Murray skate a little bit, and out comes Howell. Howell gets to the red line, dumps it in around the boards. Pekka, first one after it on the far side. Pekka takes his hit. Watched by two Penmen. Puck right there on the half wall in front of the Penmen bench. Eagles trying to come away with it. They do in the corner, but Minnig pins, I believe that's Howell in the corner, and then the Eagles try to come out with it. It's about right in the crease area. It's bouncing around. Eagles trying to get a shot off, but taken away by Aldridge, and Aldridge sends it all the way down. This will be an icing as it went past the glove of Delory. And the Penmen will have to stay on the ice with the same five. The Eagles can change their lines, and probably the Murray... Nope, Swain, Santoro, and Norling coming out with 10:38 to go in the third, still 3-2.
Yeah, I'm watching the line changes for post, and they're trying to create pace with quicker shifts.
Puck bounce. Santoro almost won it. Kept in by Kennedy again. Makes a fancy move to keep the puck in the zone, just inside the blue line, And Southern New Hampshire struggling to get it out, and they finally do. Past Rieger and all the way down. Here comes Aiden Kennedy from Schaumburg, Illinois, the freshman, with a nice pass up to Norling. Norling on stride, though had to slow down because he fumbled the puck. Now Rieger will take it and dump it in on Berkey. Berkey will cover on a field position play and force a face-off deep inside the Penmen zone with 10:09 to go in regulation time. Feel like if the Eagles keep pushing, Coach, they'll find a way to get it.
Yeah, I mean, again, Southern New Hampshire much more on the defense in this last half of this period so far than they have been the whole game.
Santoro, clean win to Rieger toward the net, but it goes off a body in front. Rieger tried to pick it up and take another shot, but a good job by Southern New Hampshire. They come out 2-on-2, dumped in by Rodriguez, but instead he shot it into the netting. So a face-off right at center ice, but that does allow the Penmen to change with 9:58 to go in the third. Good clean win by Santoro on the face-off. Good try by Rieger toward the net, but blocked in front and then couldn't get a second opportunity. Murray, Beckett, and Kimball out there with Bice and O'Connell. O'Connell, long pass to Beckett. Beckett finds Kimball. Kimball coming in over the line, plays it to himself in the near side corner, takes a hit from McLaughlin, whose goal right now is the difference, and then a something behind the play. Net off the moorings?
Net, I think, yeah.
Must have been taken off by Berkey because there was nobody over there. That just means a face-off to Berkey's left. Murray wins it. Eagles keep it in. Murray toward the net. He had Kimball right in front and almost got it there as he ripped it through the crease. Murray takes a hit, goes down. Eagles fighting for it. Beckett gets over there. He keeps it in momentarily. Ball trying to get it out. Finds Aldridge, and he'll skate the center. Aldridge gets to the red line, dumps it in, and the Penmen will go for a line change. Bice up the middle with a nice pass. Had it roll off the stick, but Beckett plays it deep in the zone. Murray and Kimball will chase after it. Murray lays a hit, gets the puck to Kimball. Kimball will reverse the flow. Delory thought about pitching, but instead stays on his blue line, and the Penmen turn it over. Eagles try to center it in front, but stolen away by Devlin. And out comes Stone, Devlin to center to Lynch. Lynch on left wing over the line. Gets checked. Puck goes behind the net. Pekka now out there. Pekka trying to play it. Lost it to Lynch. Puck rolls up the wall. Mosher plays it back to Delory. Delory had it pop up in the air, uses his hand to get it out the center. McCall can't touch it without it being a hand pass, but the Penmen touch it, and Anthony Marchant, which negates the hand pass, and the Eagles will start inside their own zone again. Here's Delory. Excuse me, that's Glassrud. Glassrud gave it up. Kunin came out to play it, then a centering pass in front, but nobody there. As Mosher feeds Pekka with some speed, but had to roll off a stick. And a good play there by Boucher to turn the puck back. Over the line with a shot wide. The net was Slingerland. He scored a goal in the first period. That's the power play goal. And now the Eagles try to come back the other way, but they turn it over. And Southern New Hampshire more than happy just to dump it right back in. You're not going to be able to do this for 8 more minutes, but Southern New Hampshire more than willing to dump it in and chase. Eagles trying to come away with it. Finally are able to, and here's Swain. Swain feeds it up to Norling. Norling with some speed, trying to get around Boucher. Norling towards the net, tries to shoot it on goal, and a stop by Berkey. Not sure he got a lot on that, did Norling, but Berkey came out to make the save. And back comes Southern New Hampshire 2-on-2. Nee makes a veer at the blue line, thus almost putting his team offside and losing his momentum forward. Turns it over to Kennedy, and here come the Eagles with a nice pass to Rieger. Rieger now 2-on-2 with Santoro. In over the line, Rieger holds, waits. Rieger waiting, trying to send it toward the net. He sent it through the crease, though. Played by Kimball. Kimball looking in front, and he had, I believe that was Rieger on the other side, but it never got through. Now on the half wall, looking for Aloy, who sends it through the crease again. Eagles keep centering it, which isn't a bad play, but you don't have anybody on the other side waiting for that puck, so it just goes through the crease. Long pass again by the Eagles. Nice little chip play by Norling on the Howell stick. Howell gets taken down with a knee, and there's a penalty behind the play and a frustrated Penmen bench as the Eagles will go to their 7th power play on the Hirschberger, I think they're going to call tripping, at 12:55. Eagles were looking for kneeing, but I think it's going to be tripping. That's the call at 12:55.
Yeah, you can really see that Post has a bit more jump in their legs. That a lot of labored skaters, tired skaters right now on Southern New Hampshire.
12:55 the time. The Eagles to their 7th man advantage. They're 2 for 6. They've had 2 power plays in this period. The second one looked better than the first. One by Southern New Hampshire into the near side corner, and they dump it out the center. DeLorean bites the D, not Kennedy and Rieger. They were just out, so have to wait for them to come back out. And here's Scotty Swain with some speed. Swain up at center, over the line, 1-on-3, gets taken down. Puck lay in the circle, though, and Howell picks it up back to DeLorean. DeLorean waits, feeds it down into the corner. Goes across the ice looking for Swain. Swain feeds it to Bice. Bice being watched, almost lost the puck. It popped high in the air as Lynch got a stick on it, and the Penmen able to get it out the center. Eagles moving a little too slow on that portion of the man advantage. Got bunched up at the blue line, which allowed Southern New Hampshire to play high out and get that puck out the center. DeLorean dumps it in around the boards. Ball sticks off Howell, and the puck gets sent all the way down the ice and stopped by Kunin as a shot on goal, so the Eagles will change it all up. As DeLorean goes off, Rieger and Kennedy come on. Kimball out there, Santoro and Murray, the Eagle 5. Minute to go on the man advantage. Taken down, no penalty called, and here's Ball. Ball with a break, cruising and sends it in the middle of Murray, and a big save by Kunin. Circle that one if that comes back. Rebound centered out in front. Murray tries to come away with it. He goes down, no call, but a good job by Murray and Ball to keep the puck deep and almost get a shorthanded goal with Southern New Hampshire leading 3-2, but here's Santoro. Back the other way, over the line, stops and spins away. He takes a hit, turns the puck over, and it's sent all the way down the ice.
Yeah, so far 3 difference-maker saves for Ben Kunin in this game.
And Kunin turns it over behind the net. His knee played it right. He faked right, went left. Ben sent it left, and we've had that problem a couple times today. And then knee finally had it chopped off his stick by Santoro. And this, the worst of the 7 Eagle power plays. They'll fall to 2 and 7 on the man advantage. Now 5:10 to go in regulation time. Still 3-2 Southern New Hampshire. Berkey's made the saves he's needed to. And Kunin's made the saves he needed to, but some bad turnovers have led to a bad goal. Net off its moorings. No penalty on the play, but now everybody pushing and shoving a little bit as Kunin's net was taken off the moorings. But communication issues between Kunin and his defense all game today. If you want to point to one thing the Eagles have not done well, it would be that.
Yeah, they've certainly been flirting with that a little bit today. More so, again, 2 games like this, right? Two teams really going at it, a lot at stake. It's not that uncommon to see some mental mistakes, and that's what we're seeing.
So Rieger and Kennedy out for the Eagles. That's DeLorean and Bice, apologies. Glory and Bice with Howell, McCowell, and Aloy for the Eagles. Jack Gray thrown out of the draw for Pompaselli. And now Howell thrown out of the draw. Won by the Eagles after all of that by, McMains. And Howell dumps it out to center. Gloved by McLaughlin. It's his goal. That's the difference maker. And a bad deflection into the slot by Pompaselli, who takes a shot right on. Some of the best opportunities for Southern New Hampshire have been deflections that wind up in the slot. That case was one, and Pompaselli had a shot from about 20 feet out.
Yeah, I mean, at this point now, we're under 5 minutes in this period. If you're Southern New Hampshire, you're going to want to possess pucks. I don't think you want to just dump pucks to nowhere. I think you want to possess. Everything you can do to scrub time off the clock is in your favor with post. Just keep on pushing. Your legs are good. Your legs are strong. Just keep going.
4:41 to go in regulation time. 3-2 Southern New Hampshire. Shot toward the net, deflected off O'Connell's leg. And on the Kunin, he made the save. That one he was prepared for. Out the other way come the Eagles. Here's Norling with some speed, trying to go around two Penmen, and then they turn it over. That's one thing the Eagles want to avoid. That's what they had been avoiding all weekend, is trying to do too much. Still plenty of time in this hockey game, trailing by one. Puck gets centered out in front. It goes off the leg of Watson, back to the point, dumped in around the boards. And here's Scotty Swing. Swing spins it behind the net to Bice. Bice had two Penmen going at him behind the net, oddly enough, with a 1-goal lead. Turns it over, and out the other way come the Eagles. Here's Norling, and I'm going to call him offside at the line. Not sure he was. Just looked funny.
It did. That was a close play.
With 3:55 to go in regulation time, but odd that the two Penmen went on one Eagle defenseman behind the Eagle net. That allowed the Eagles to come out with a rush, but the bobbled pass leads to the offsides. Face-off won by the Penmen inside their own zone. They carry it out and will dump it through center all the way down, where Rieger will play it inside his own zone, being watched by Marchand. Makes a nice little flip pass to Murray. Quick passing to Beckett. Beckett, Kimball, and Murray. Dumps it in, does Beckett. Murray will chase after it. He's got McLaughlin in front of him. Puck rimmed around. Rieger pinching in to keep it in. Does for a moment. Still right at the top of the near circle there. 5 players fighting for it. 2 Eagles, and the Eagles somehow come away with it. Good play there. Beckett keeps it in for a moment, and then gloved out the center as Marchand gets it out. Kennedy spinning away. 3:15 to go in regulation time. Long pass ahead to Beckett. Beckett dumps it in. Just dies on the ice, but a field position play that'll set up a face-off deep inside the Penmen zone with 3:09 remaining. Still 3-2 Penmen. That's where we've been since 17:05 of the first period, when Baxter Kimball scored his second of the game, 7th of the season.
Yeah, it still feels to me like post better the play with Southern New Hampshire just hanging on at this point.
McCowell in the draw. McCowell tries to go forward with it, ends up losing the draw. Minig sends it all the way around. Good pinch in by Glasser. He kept it in momentarily and then dumped out the center off the leg of Ball, and he'll dump it in, and the Eagles will start again.
Oh.
And a bad penalty behind the play. Looks like it's going to be on Glassrud for boarding.
Just ran him over.
With 2:56 to go in regulation time, Glassrud 2 for boarding at 17:04. Not what the Eagles wanted to do. Southern New Hampshire 1 for 4 on the man advantage. They have a 1-goal lead. But the Eagles have had some sneaky shorthanded opportunities. If they're able to kill it off, they'll have 56 seconds of even strength time. That's when you're going to pull Ben. See if they can get the tying goal. But first they have to kill this off. Nee loses the faceoff and stuck in a lineman skate and ends up to Boucher. Boucher comes over here to McLaughlin. McLaughlin goes behind his back down towards Nee. Nee comes up the wall, back to McLaughlin, fakes his slap shot, gives to Nee. Nee closing it, shot high off the body of Ben.
Yeah, he had the corner.
And here's Murray after Boucher falls down, and then he gets taken down. And Boucher hooks down Murray after he fanned and fell down. He takes Murray down, and that's the power play. 1 for 5 goes Southern New Hampshire, and now we're 4-on-4.
That is a fortunate miscue by Southern New Hampshire for post. And with post, like I say, I think their legs are a little bit lighter right now, so to speak. Could be an interesting 2:35 we got coming up here.
So 140 of 4-on-4 play, barring anything else. 3-2 Southern New Hampshire, 2:35 to go in regulation. And then the Eagles will have a power play in a minute 40, but only for 20 seconds. But that's going to allow Ben to get out. Santoro's face-off lost, and a racing ahead player for Southern New Hampshire is in over the line, makes a stop, holds, wait, sends it toward the net, but blocked by Rieger. That was Stone Devlin, who raced ahead. Then shot taken from the point off the high glass. It was Kaiser as it deflected off a body. Eagles' top line is out there on the 4-on-4. They want to be able to get the puck and have some offensive time, but they're fighting for it inside the zone, and finally they come away with it. And here comes Rieger. Rieger gets the center, nice pass to Santoro in over the line on right wing. Santoro closing in, waiting and shooting in high and wide. Kennedy picked it up on the far side corner. He'll send it back high off the glass. Pinned it down low is one of the Eagles, and back the other way comes Southern New Hampshire. 1:50 to go in regulation time, still 3-2 Southern New Hampshire. Kaiser just dumps it behind the net. 50 seconds remain on the 4-on-4. Eagles will have a 20-second man advantage, but Delory turns it over. If the Eagles can get forward, they're probably going to pull Ben here to get the 5-on-4, but let's see. Murray inside his own zone, feeds it up ahead to Delory, who goes back to Swain. Swain trying to get to the red line to dump it in. Instead, gets it back to his defender, gives it back to Swain. Eagles trying to go forward with a minute 22. Swain makes a fancy move, gets in the zone. There goes Ben. 5 attackers for the Eagles. Extra man on the ice. Back to Noble. Noble holds and waits. He's deep looking for Delory, a little bit too far. It rims all the way around for Rieger. Eagles playing 3 defensemen right now, and a shot taken by Rieger right on. And I'm not sure that was purposeful to put Trey out there, but the Eagles had 3 defensemen on the ice of the 5 players with 9 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4 and 1:04 to go in regulation.
Yeah, key draw right here. Key draw right here.
I would guess it's going to be Santoro or Murray. Is Coach Richter going to call the timeout? And he has. With 64 seconds remaining in regulation time, 9 seconds on the 4-on-4, then the Eagles will have a 20-second man advantage. Well, a 2-man advantage, theoretically, because the goaltender has been pulled. Eagles need to win the draw. They've played well. The only complaint you could have is the communication issues, which is what's led to the 3rd goal in the first period. Other than that, they've played a good hockey game. Southern New Hampshire's played a good game as well. This is probably what Southern New Hampshire expected for yesterday's game and just didn't get it.
Yeah, I think, again, this whole weekend, it's been good college hockey. Yesterday, Post playing a near picture-perfect game. Not quite there today, but still in this thing 100%.
A capacity crowd on hand here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Eagles go on a 4-game road trip after today. They'll go to St. A's next weekend and Assumption the weekend after that for coming back home for their Senior Day home regular season finale against Franklin Pierce on Valentine's Day, 4 o'clock puck drop, 3:45 pregame on the CACC network and in-house here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. And who knows, they may end up with a home playoff game. That is yet to be determined. Still lots of hockey to go. Eagles have finished today no worse than 4th. And if they win, they'll finish 3rd.
And we should end up with about 21 seconds of 6-on-4 if they don't score.
Face off to the left of Berkey. Santoro will take it. 5-on-4 right now. And then Glassrud will come out of the box, but a good win forward by Lynch as the number 1 and 2 men in the NE10 in face-offs. And now the Eagles have a 6-on-4. Long pass ahead. He's a quick little chip pass to Kimball. He's got both Eagle goals. He'll dump it in. He gets hit. They're not going to call that. Puck in the far side corner. Rimmed around. No D-man there. It's going to go all the way down the ice. That'll do it for Eagle power play number 8 as Rieger behind his own net with 35. Long pass ahead, looking for Murray. Murray fakes his pass, gets to the red line, keeps carrying it on as they back up. Excuse me, that was McCall who kept carrying it on. Gets to the blue line, dumps it in high in the air, but the Eagles do a good job to keep it in. Nice play there to Kennedy. Kennedy sends it across the ice. Had Rieger breaking down, but the puck bumps out off his stick. Rieger trying to keep it in the zone. Rieger cannot, and it goes out the center with 15. One last rush for the Eagles. Here's McCall. and over the line. One chance here. Here's Santoro trying to center in front. It gets blocked by Lynch. Eagles trying to get it in front with 3 seconds. One shot here by Kennedy. Gets fanned on, and that'll do it. Southern New Hampshire came in here and did what they had to do. I guess if you look at it from a weekend standpoint, they split the series 1-1. Not the game they wanted in game 1, but they get a regulation win in game 2, and they'll move right back up the line into third place in the NE10. The Eagles will fall to fourth.
Yeah, and I mean, full credit to Coach Walsh, his staff, and his players, just really battling and staying with it and coming out with a victory.
So final score here this evening, the Eagles fall to Southern New Hampshire 3-2. A fun hockey game if you were in attendance or watched it online. And we thank you for joining us here. And Coach, let's get to the 3 stars, which are brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. It's application season, and as a reminder, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Coach, your 3 stars for today.
Yeah, and with the game winner for Southern New Hampshire, if I have this correctly, number 10, Brian McLaughlin. With that, and second star, I'm giving to I'm giving to goaltender Colin Berkey, who you could tell he was laboring a little bit there after that one particular play, but it didn't set him back. He stayed with it, and he did a really good job. And then, my third star with 2 goals, giving his team every opportunity, Baxter Kimball.
So the 3 stars brought to you up here by the booth. Brian McLaughlin, the 1 star, with his second goal of the season, the game winner, and that was on a Tommy Bice giveaway right in front of his own net. Ben Cunine wasn't even back from behind the net after leaving it for him. An unfortunate break for the Eagles, but that's the game-winning goal. He's the first star. Second star, goaltender Colin Berkey, who ends up with 32 saves on the afternoon, and the third star, Baxter Kimball with 2 goals, his 6th and 7th of the season. Shots on goal in the third, a scoreless third. Southern New Hampshire 8, a 3-period total of 28. For Post 5, a 3-period total of 34. Power plays, Eagles were 2 for 8 today. Southern New Hampshire 1 for 5. Face-offs in the third period, I believe, were pretty even again. Nope, actually, some Eagles did a really good job on the face-offs. According to this, they were 15-7 in the third period when they won 39-32 in the face-offs overall. But Eagles fall 3-2 here today. All the goals in the first period. Did everything that they could to get the tire, but Southern New Hampshire held on and split the weekend series, which as the road team is sort of what you want to do in competition. The Eagles do move up from 5th to 4th. That's where they'll finish the weekend. They'll travel to first place St. A's next weekend, Friday and Saturday, for a test of their own. The Eagles will probably be looking for a similar type of weekend, a split. But some things to take away for them, Coach. Not going to win them all. And in this conference, tough contest. You won yesterday. Bad couple plays and a bad giveaway led to the game winner in the first period, but plenty of time to tie it. They just couldn't get it. Yeah,
and I think, like I say, overall, Post a much improved hockey team. But again, right, the difference is, and always is the consistency to do the same things over and over again and correctly. And there was just enough of a lack of that today that it kind of bit them.
So that'll do it for us today as the Penmen move to, I'm blind because you can't read anything here. The Penmen move to 9-10-1 overall, 8-5-1 in conference. Eagles fall to 9-11. This is their chance to get back to 500 overall, and 7-7 in the NE10. Eagles on a 4-game road trip. We'll be back, Coach and I, on Valentine's Day at 4 o'clock. Pregame 3:45 on Senior Day. In-house, the pregame will start at 3:45, and puck drop will be 4 o'clock. We hope to see you then. We thank you for joining us. Final score, Southern New Hampshire 3, Post University 2. For the coach, Pete Whitney, I'm Jeff Nelson. We'll see you in 13 days for the next Post University home game. Thank you very much, everybody. Good night.